Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper Survivorland, per usual, starting and ending on a scene with no music, because why would music do anything? Also, hey, Ramen and Potions, how you both doing? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, or what's left of it. Hey, Darakun, it's unlocked. So yeah, when last we left our protagonists, they couldn't move more than a meter away from each other, or argue, otherwise they'd get a painful electric shock. Also, the time machine doesn't work. What? Really? Think they're still here? Could they have fallen asleep? What if we go in and find them in a compromising position? Yeah, of course. No way! It's Ocarine! What she means by that, I think, is he's a gentleman, he wouldn't do that. But even if she meant, no, it's Ocarine. She's still right. She's still right in either case. QFT. Internet slang. Quoted for truth. Ooh. Tutu. Ocarine. Christian. Good morning. Huh? What is it, Mayushi? Ocarine and Christian. Huh? What happened to you guys? You look like boxers that should have thrown in the towel 3 rounds ago. Maxed out. Hello, Ocarine, Christian. Why? Huh? What? They still got number 12 on their wrist, but that would mean... Why? Why won't the D-mail work? Is that the end of the, oh, I thought that was going to be the end of the chapter. Like, we should have just left off, like, 30 seconds later last week. I've looked over everything, but nothing seems broken or out of place. And why doesn't it work? It's past 3 in the afternoon. One of these D-mails should have taken by now. Maybe there's a limit on how many D-mails you can send? A limit? That's the first I've heard of it. Well, yeah, I just came up with the idea. Besides, when you think about the laws of physics, this never should have been possible in the first place. Then what makes it work? How should I know? It was about 1 p.m. when we excitedly sent the D-mail that we thought would liberate us from number 12. But tragically, the D-mail wasn't sent back in time. It didn't change the past. And we have no idea why. No matter how many times we tried, the only response we received from the phone wave was the ordinary ding. Didn't shoot out electricity, let alone change the past. The greater one's expectation, the more brutal the betrayal. By the end, the 2 of us were running on empty. We were so spent that we didn't even notice that Daru and Mayuri came in for quite some time. Let me try it one more time. I hate to say, but... And like, I generally try to stay positive, but there's some things I can't be positive about. And current Silent Hill is one of them. I don't think there's a best case scenario here. My best case scenario is they announce another movie that I can just ignore and not worry about. That's my best case scenario. Anything game related is my worst case scenario. I can ignore a Silent Hill gacha game, fine. They've already done Pachinko, I don't care if they do a gacha game. Whatever, I can just ignore it. It's gotta be something... If it's a game, it has to be something so side content-y that I just don't have to worry about it. If it's like a mainline... You know, fine. If they put out a Silent Hill fighting game, there's no way it would be a good fighting game, but it would be weird and entertaining enough that I'd probably give it a go. But it would probably suck. Because it's Konami we're talking about. But I still don't think I'd call that a best case. I think that would just be like a happy accident. Silent Hill's Mean Bean Machine. I played a lot of that game way back when. Specifically, you know, the Sonic one, but... Let me try it one more time. Like, there's... Akira Yamaoka doesn't work with Team Silent anymore, so it won't sound like Silent Hill. None of Team Silent has worked for Konami in decades. The one hope Silent Hill had, with Del Toro and Kojima, obviously went away when Konami and Kojima just hate each other. From my point of view, It's not impossible to make a good modern-day Silent Hill, but it is impossible for current-day Konami to make a good modern-day Silent Hill. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it is. They're not even committed to making video games. Why would they put in budget, time, whatever into it? Why would they? I don't know. We really don't know anything except that tweet. And they tweeted the same thing on Facebook. Or not tweeted, they updated the same thing on Facebook. So we know that it's got a different logo, and that the latest updates for the Silent Hill series will be revealed during Silent Hill transmission on Wednesday, October 19th at 2 p.m. Pacific. That's it. We know literally nothing else. That was posted 2 hours ago, so it's fresh news. And just... this may be greedy of me, but I'd rather they just let it die than give it another bad entry. I'd rather it just die. Let it die with grace, like every other IP you own, Konami. The only IP Konami does anything with is Yu-Gi-Oh! And fine, apparently they can make a decent card game app. But that's only because it's stuffed to the brim with card game microtransactions, because that's what card games do. Perhaps this time we'll succeed. No, Konami will never succeed in making another good Silent Hill game. How many times have I thought that in this past hour? My thoughts are interrupted by the ding of the phone wave. Oh yeah, I gotta change. Even though I like this ringtone, I do have to change it because there's a trophy for that. You got mail. Oh hey, look, mail from me. There's also a trophy because I looked at the like non-hidden trophies. There's a trophy to finish the game with an unread message, and that little unread message icon will bother the pants off of me. So that's gonna be something. Yeah, so just well, there you go, and then change it back. Perfect. Change the ringtone for phone trigger. With no idea why it wasn't working, the two of us sunk into the sofa. Send it to email. What could we possibly send Konami that would change their fate? Nothing. At some point, they'd always be like, pachinko machines make a lot of money. Mobile apps make a lot of money. We just want to do that. There's nothing we could send Konami that would change their fate. But hey, the worst part is knowing that if they put out a game, I'd be duty-bound to try it. I'd have to try it. On the off chance that I'm wrong and they make a good game, I'd have to. That's, on the off chance that, like, they screw up so hard, it actually works somehow. It goes so negative, it rolls back around to, like, a positive integer. You okay, Christian? Yeah, I'm fine. That's not true. I'm getting exhausted. We can't do a thing about this. Daru and Krizu couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, so we're completely beaten. Maybe we should give up on using D-mail to change the past. But wouldn't that mean Ocarina and Christian have to stay like this? Well, for a while at least. How long is a while? Well, not really sure. Maybe it will come off once Ocarina and Mikaseshi start getting along better. Or Makaseshi, even. Or maybe we just have to wait until the battery dies. If we can't send email, we can't change the past. That's a fairly ordinary situation to be in, if you think about it, yeah. Wow, we're stuck in the present, like all of the rest of humanity has always been. Crazy. After all, we never knew that it was possible to send an email into the past until a few days ago. But it's different now. Yeah, I'm gonna blame this one on being distracted by hatred of Konami. Like, the best thing that's happened to any Konami IP lately has been it being made by not Konami, like Bloodstained, which is not Castlevania, and is a fantastic not Castlevania, but there's nothing Konami has put out. Except, I guess, Sora really likes the... Well, Sora and Grim both play the Yu-Gi-Oh! App, and I'm sure for a mobile app it's fine. Like, I did that one stream of it, it was entertaining enough. But, short of that, that's it. That's it. Changing the past. Now that I've tasted the forbidden fruit, I assume that any mistake could be undone with some time manipulation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same way. It's like Blizzard without being bought out by somebody, by just people leaving over time. And, you know, the higher-ups getting greedier and greedier. Without being bought out, for once. Thought that the ability to send emails was a given. I'd subconsciously taken it for granted. But that idea now lies shattered upon the ground. The absolute fatigue that comes with being awake for an entire day, and the utter despair that comes with being proven completely wrong, combined within me. That cruel cocktail left Krisu and me barely holding on to what remained of our sanity. At that moment, the front door suddenly flew open and someone came in.
Konnichiwa!
Oh, hey. Hello. Suzuha walked in with a voice brimming with energy. The energy of somebody that slept last night. Oh, Suzu-san, tutu. Shina Mayuri. I still really love that this is really one of the few games that keeps the names in the spoken order without flopping them. It's such a small detail, but like, been playing Blue Reflection all day today. They swap them, and I don't get it. Unless it's dubbed over too, I don't get it. Yeah, like I'm more excited for Bayonetta 3 than I am upset about the stuff that's gone down, unfortunately. So I am also still getting it. But boy howdy has this tainted it for sure. I've noticed fewer errors so far, but I've still noticed one or two. But it's definitely better so far. She looks around the room, giving her head a slight tilt as she captures me and Krisu in her sights. What's wrong? Everyone looks so grim. Yeah. There were some interesting choices in the first game. So far, I'm just straight liking the second game better. Yeah, and it's a shame because, like, the early days of Platinum are so good. But I don't know if they can bounce back from... I mean, the game's still gonna sell okay. Let's be honest. It's still gonna sell okay. But Babylon's Fall hit them pretty hard, for sure. And this ain't helping anything. Unless they come up with some masterful game after this, it's not looking great for Platinum. And like, I remember the days where like they were untouchable. If it had the Platinum logo on it, it doesn't matter. That game was going to be phenomenal. And now it's going downhill. Like, and like, it seems to me such a stupid thing for this one. Like, you've had the same voice actress for 2 games and Smash. Have the same voice actress. It's not like she went out there and like was like, I demand 9 times what you paid me last time. I make this game or anything. She was like, no, I'm just looking for work. It's not, you know. Nobody likes Tommy anymore. Okay. It's... And again, like, I like Laura Bailey. Nothing against her, but... she's doing her best sound-alike job for the money she got paid. But it's just, it's not this... Oh, sorry. Not Laura Bailey. Jennifer Hale. Yep, sorry. Brain is still basically 90% on Silent Hill right now. It's just a constant, like, loop of all the terrible games that have come out from Silent Hill lately and how bad this whatever could be. All we have is a logo, and I'm already like, no, just let it die. Stop, please. So that's my problem, is I'm still 90% over there in Konami hell. Oh no, you're distracting me from my distraction from the game already. It's fine, it's fine. Though my nose is being stupid, 1 second. I can't tell whether I'm coming down with a cold, or if it's just like seasonal, like dry air. But I've got just a little bit more of a runny nose than normal, just a little bit more of like a dry throat. I don't know if it's the first steps of a cold or if it's just the weather. Yeah, it's rare that we have a full concentrated to just the visual novel stream, which is just the way it is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still gonna get Bayonetta, and I honestly have no doubt that the gameplay is gonna be fun. All the trailers make the gameplay look fun. The story is going to be convoluted and stupid, but maybe cool, convoluted and stupid, and even if it's not, that's not why I play Bayonetta games, so I don't really care. Even if the story is actively bad, I don't care. But the whole time I'm going to be playing it is going to be that little thing in the back of my mind of like, man, they just screwed over the original voice actors. Like, it's going to taint my playthrough, and like, kinda in too deep, yep. I imagine the game will still be fun. I really... all the trailers make it look still like a good gameplay experience, so... pretty sure that'll still be there. Yeah... yeah... I mean... the higher-ups at either company, be it Nintendo or Platinum or whatever, are gonna see this whole controversy thing blow up and go, yeah, that's bad press and we don't want that. Stop it. So yes, this is absolutely going to be the last Bayonetta game. I'd argue it was probably going to be the last Bayonetta game anyway, because they were getting into heckin' multiverse versions of Bayonetta anyway. But, yeah, this hard confirms, like... Scalebound. I forgot about Scalebound, yeah. What about Grand Blue? Just the no... the no rollback. It's all just... I feel like all the bigger video game companies are just imploding right now. But like... imploding in the public eye. But like, not actually... oh, they were gonna make a Grand Blue, like, not fighting game? I feel like I must have known that, but forgotten about it. Okay. Like, it doesn't matter how big these companies blow up. Look at Blizzard. It doesn't matter. Oh, well, yeah, like, there are still plenty of smaller companies out there. I'd argue Koei Tecmo is doing pretty decent overall. They ain't perfect. They're doing okay. And Capcom, as long as you like Street Fighter, Devil May Cry, and Monster Hunter, they're doing alright. If you like any of their older franchises, you've long since quit Capcom. And there's tons of smaller developers out there, between indie and just like the non-AAA developers like Gust, that are putting out great stuff. So gaming as a whole is doing fine. But somehow the big companies, the Ubisofts, the Activisions, the hell, even Square Enix to a degree lately, definitely the Konamis, are all just like pulling these really stupid stunts that are clear and obvious money grabs or just bad things for either employees, customers, or usually both, and getting away with it. Blizzard has another sexual harassment lawsuit going on. But Overwatch 2 has got, like, tons of players. I don't actually know numbers. I haven't looked at numbers, but there were so many people trying to play Overwatch 2 that the servers wouldn't let people on. It's not a horror game. True, true. Diablo Immortal has made more money than most other mobile games. Yeah. I'm just... thankfully, I've got all these... I've got so many other good games to play. Evil Within 2 has been a blast, even though that's Bethesda. That's been a blast. The first one's been a blast. We got Resident Evil being played. Cult of the Lamb is so much fun. I'm looking forward to playing Dread Out. Like, we've got good... I've been enjoying Blue Reflection 1 and 2. I just picked up Valkyria Chronicles. I've only seen gameplay of it, but it's a gameplay I'd like. I'm quickly losing faith in any of the larger companies really fast, but it doesn't matter. They're making infinite money. It doesn't matter. I don't know. What day is Halloween? Because Halloween I spend at my friend's house. That is a Monday. We could do Sunday the... the problem is this month, anything after the 28th is going to be... 27th is going to be Star Ocean, Bayonetta... maybe the 1st. How about that? Technically it won't be this month. No, yeah, it's fine. Nobody watches these archives. Nobody watches these archives. I put them up there for posterity, for sure. But the only one that gets views is, oddly enough, Chaos. Chaos, Head, and Chaos shall get views. That's it. Maybe the 1st, the day after Halloween. We'll see. Because the 30th, I'd still like to do more of this if possible. Or we could do the 30th and watch a scary movie. We could always watch Jacob's Ladder. Jacob's Ladder. But yeah, no. I should be putting timestamps in the archive, like, we faff about for 20 minutes. Just go here. So yeah, I'm not sure if we'll do one this month, but we'll definitely do one. We've definitely got some coming up. Because we've got a Thanksgiving one, got a Christmas one, and a New Year's one. So we've got like 3 upcoming. Resident Evil 8 DLC? That's the Bayonetta day too, same day, 20th. So we'll be playing the bet. We'll be playing that one too. Even though the DLC looks fun, I cannot imagine that taking more than 2 streams. I can't imagine it being more than like an 8-hour DLC. Maybe. I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I feel like if they do a good chunk of content that doesn't like get stretched too far, I think that's fine. Thankfully, I don't watch anything with commercials lately, so I've avoided that. But all the grocery stores already have Christmas stuff up, because of course. Dark surprised Ocarina and Christian, so they're kind of stuck together and everything is bad. This is why we were on the gaming topic for so long, because everything is bad. It was right there. Okay. I don't really get what's going on, but I believe the bad part. Suzuha looked around the room again and scratched her head. Maybe today isn't a good day. A good day for what? Well, Gilman's on vacation with Nai, so business is pretty slow. So I was thinking I might hang out here. Yeah, sorry, now might not be the best time. That's what I figured, but I get you, no worries. Sorry about that. No, it's fine. I'm sorry for interrupting. After Suzuha left, the room once again fell silent. Today's a bad day, silent room. Well, I'm gonna go finish that thing off. Oops. I'm just about done anyway. That thing is probably the new gadget I asked him to make. But it doesn't matter anymore. I'd rather he work on some way to solve my problem, but he's done his due diligence already, so I don't have a choice. I want to take a shower. Krisu said this quietly, as if emerging from a daze. I want to go back to my hotel and take a shower, then I want to sleep. Don't be so selfish. You know that we need to do something about this first. Do something? How? Also, hey Birdie, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. How's your Sunday going? You made it, so you should know. Then it's impossible. I take pride in knowing that I've made something perfect. And just like that, we're back to square one. No, more like square -1, since using D-mail to fix this is off the table. The only improvement over yesterday is that we're too exhausted to argue with each other. I see, then there's nothing we can do. We're going to have to wait another week or 2 for the battery to die. Unless our feelings can intertwine, it's me and Krisu. So the chances are slim. I've got it! I've come up with an idea! Everyone immediately looked at Krisu. You mean it? I knew you'd come up with something, Makuseshi. Let me know if there's anything I can do. So, tell us about it. What's this idea of yours? It's simple. Cut off your hand! With 6 hopeful eyes staring at her, she gave a wry laugh and said, We cut it off! Cut it off? You mean cut, darling, you idiot, off your wrist? No, if we did that, we'd get shocked. Then, what are you cutting? It's foolproof. This right here. With a smile on her face, Krisu slowly raised her left arm, and in her hand she held my right arm. See? If we cut this off, we don't have to wait for the gadget to come off, do we? What the hell is she talking about? This is what 24 hours around Okabe does to a person. Just 24 hours within 1 meter without the ability to leave is like, we can just cut off each other's hands, you know, it's fine. Anything. What's going on? Do you know Daru-kun? What? Has Makaseshi gone full yandere? A female character who acts abnormally and often violently due to her excessive affection towards a male character, usually the protagonist. Oh, I didn't realize he was going to hold that one. You heard it! Now's not the time for jokes. What joke? She's right, it would solve your problem. Well, no, it would solve her problem. It would solve his too, but it would replace his with a drastically new and really worse problem. Christina, have you gone insane? Has the exhaustion finally gotten to you? Oh, I'm quite sane. I think it's the most reasonable solution given our current situation. She said this with a cold smile and a small chuckle. Don't be ridiculous. Attempting to remove my hand would only cause it to become more powerful than you could imagine. Of course. Actually, I was thinking of cutting off the whole arm so I'd never have to hear another one of your Chinibio rambles. Oh. Oh. Can we even... Oh, we can take screenshots. It's not blocked yet. Cool. Damn it. What's with this genius girl? Is she really a mad scientist? But what do you use for an operation like this? A kitchen knife? A chainsaw? Maybe an axe? Chris-chan, are you okay? Graphic content warning. Didn't I say ixnay in the jokes? Daru, stop that woman! I'm afraid that's not happening. You said you would help me, right, Hashira? Well, that's not... Then you just lied to me. Daru seemed to crumple under Krisu's stinging gaze. I could tell that he was sweating from every pore. Despite the lack of air conditioning, it feels as though the temperature in this room suddenly dropped below freezing. How did we get here? Have the events of the last 24 hours really driven her insane? Very well, let's get started. What? Didn't you hear me? Cutting it off. She wore a look of ecstatic glee, a complete reversal from just a few minutes ago. That smile sent chills down my spine. I really liked his panicked voice. Wait, Christina, just stay calm, alright? Let's talk about this. You've been through hell today, you're exhausted. Try to calm down. Don Cornelio scene? Yeah, of course. Huh? It was a joke. There's no way I'd do something like that. Did you think I was serious? Whew. I mean, G4 TV is one of those things that was great for its day, but really, how many people even watch TV these days? Like, realistically, I mean, if people want gaming content, YouTube and Twitch exist, and are packed full of more quality gaming content than you can watch in a lifetime. And it's constantly being added with. Sure, you gotta dig through some of the stuff that you don't like as much, but like... But also, Eric, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. It's a shame that it's going down, because they actually got a bunch of like cool people involved. Like, they had the completionist, and I know Susie was involved a little bit in it. The Sphere Hunter, but like... I don't think anybody outside of the people who work there care at all. Other than knowing... The only reason I knew it happened is because I watched some completionist videos. That's the only reason I even knew it was back. And the only reason I knew it was gone is because Sora posted it in the Discord. But yeah. That was a joke. Yes, absolutely a shame for the folks that had jobs there. That's what I said. What? You didn't believe I'd actually try to cut his arm off, did you? So... You're okay, Christian? I'm sorry, Mayuri. Did I scare you? She smiles. You bastard! How could you joke around at a time like this? I almost believed you. I had to joke around because things are so bad. How else am I supposed to keep my morale up? But wait, did my little joke just scare a self-proclaimed mad scientist half to death? Nobody wants to lose their entire arm. No one. I love Mamoru Miyano so much. Your little shrine truly was a joke. That level of madness is mere child's play to me. Oh, I love it. I love it. You say that, but I saw someone's face go completely pale at one point. Her, she's talking about you. Talking about you. Hey, you too. If you get angry like that, you're gonna get zapped again. I wouldn't worry about that if I were you, Mayushi. Huh? Why not? Because they're holding hands. Ah, you're right. We picked up a horrible habit. When we start getting into an argument, we hold hands. Oh yeah, oh man. I only saw the first 2 episodes of Zombieland Saga, but he was just the star for me. The show and the premise were great. Don't get me wrong, and I should watch more. But he stole the show as the manager. It had been trained into us since last night. Just like Pavlov's dog, if it were trained to avoid electric shocks. Desperation does strange things to people. I also had the option to trick myself into believing that the pain from the electrical shock was pleasurable, but I fear that that might lead to issues down the line. So I took the lesser of the 2 evils. Oh well. Krisu stood up as if she'd made a decision. It's painful to admit, but there's nothing we can do to fix this right now. So I think we should try to get some sleep and refresh ourselves. Even if the 2 of us are stuck together, those things are essential. You're quite right. But how are we supposed to do that? Are we going to sleep together right here? I personally wouldn't really mind, but she shot the idea down previously. I guess that's reasonable, but I think we'd be better served if we got some rest somewhere a little more comfortable. So, I'm heading home. Home? That's right. Wait, where's that? You know where? My hotel room. She's like, nah, flying back to America. Bye. Hotel? But that means... Huh? But what is Ocarine going to do? Wait, does that mean you really are going to cut his off? Cut off his arm? How many times do I have to tell you I was kidding? Then, what am I supposed to do? Come with me, of course. We don't have a choice, right? Going back to hotel with her? The room seemed to freeze over once more, and for a while a silence fell upon the lab. Daharu was the one to speak first. You're going to a hotel? With Ocarine? Together? It's not a big room, so I don't think all 4 of us would fit. What does this mean? I thought she didn't want to go back to her room with me. Isn't that why we spent the night here? So why now? What is she thinking? She's thinking she cannot do anything to change her current situation. She may as well get to sleep in a comfortable bed. And take a shower. With him probably on the other side of the door just waiting. It's making the best of a bad situation. What are her true intentions? Shower and bed. Clean, comfortable sleep. Christina, you intend to take me to your hotel room? Is that what you're saying? That's exactly... Yes. Sounds so indecent when you say it. Then let me put it another way. What do you plan to do with me once you've taken me to your secret base? Lock you out of the bathroom while I take a shower, then sleep. She has weapons there. Now I've got it. You're going to take my brain as a keepsake because you desire my genius-level intelligence. Or maybe you're going to lobotomize me and collect as much data as you can. A surgical brain treatment for mental disorders. A small hole is made in the skull and the frontal lobe is severed with a long scalpel. There are cases where this technique has cured mental disorders, enough to earn the inventor a Nobel Prize. However, the technique has also caused serious side effects, including loss of humanity. By the 1970s, many countries had banned the process. Yeah, as well they damn well should. If you wish. If you're capable of such atrocities. I was going to say go ahead and try, but then I remembered the right arm incident and I thought better of it. You know, we're just going to a hotel. There's only one thing to do, and that's sleep. I only heard hotel, do, and sleep. Thanks, Daru. Hashira, would you like me to remove your brain? My bad. I swear, both of you need to put a leash on your weird imaginations. Okay? As I said before, since we can't fix the situation we're in, I just want to sleep in a place that's more comfortable. In other words, she just gave up. I thought as much last night, but women really are brave in situations like this. But, are you sure it's okay? Am I sure what's okay? I mean, if I come with you. You said that you wouldn't do anything weird. Or was that a lie? Of course it wasn't. I swear to Newton. That's... yeah, it's a really messed up thing. I think it was Einstein yesterday, but that's a minor detail. If you say so, I trust you. She looked straight into my eyes as she told me that. She trusts me. There's no way I could think of doing something weird after hearing that. Especially with the look in her eyes. I'm so jealous, Ocarine. Maya, she wants to visit Christian's room too. That's right, we were talking about that before, weren't we? Then let's have a sleepover in my place once number 12 is off. Yay, that'll be so much fun. I haven't had a sleepover since I stayed at Lukaku's. What? Mayuri, you stayed at Lukaku's? I did. Hold on, how have I not heard of this? Huh? Didn't I tell you? Alright, you were busy when it happened. You were busy when it happened that I forgot to tell you. Just to make sure, Lukaku is still a guy, right? Could he have miraculously changed sexes somehow? Yep. I guess not. And did you tell your parents about this? Yeah, they said it was okay as long as it was Lukaku's. Lukaku's? Then your parents have met him before? Huh? He visited my place before and they said that he's very polite and nice. Factual. That's probably because they thought he was a girl. His dad also said that it was fun having me over, like having two daughters. He would say that. But could that mean... no way. Just thinking about it's giving me a headache. Are you okay, Ocarine? Yeah. It's Lukaku. If she just slept over at Lukaku's, she should be fine, right? I have mixed feelings about all this. Why? The only one Lukaku's got feelings for, Okabe, is you. Yeah, Luka is the most harmless person ever, absolutely. Luka just wants to live their life, dress in the clothes they want to dress in, and crush an Okabe. That's it. Being a little possessive, are we? Not a good look. It's not like that! Anyway, you guys have been awake since yesterday, right? I think you should go back to the hotel and get some rest. Alright, I don't know how much longer I can hang around here. Let's get going, Okabe. Are you sure? I told you that I trust you. I see. If she's okay with it, I should be too. Then let's go. Onward to your lair. Ah, true, and answer bots on Twippo. What do you mean lair? With that, I'm headed to the hotel in Ochanomizu, where Krisu is living during her stay in Japan. Oh, wait, Ocarine. Daru stopped me on my way out the door. Yes, Daru? There's something I swore that I would tell you at an event like this. And that is... Daru's expression grows serious. He asks... You sure that's enough armor? I'll take the best you have. I swear to God. Hey! Cleared chapter Aphoria Pitiful Grief. Neither one of us said a word as we made our way to the station. From Akihabara to Ochanomizu. Normally we could have walked it, but we were too exhausted to even consider it. It was just about sunset when we arrived. Fortunately, Ochanomizu is only one stop away. It'll take 3 minutes at most. Once we arrive, Krisu's hotel is an additional 5-minute walk from the station. As she approaches the front desk, the attendant hands her the key without even asking for her room number. I wonder if Krisu noticed the curious look the attendant gave her when they noticed me by her side. After that, we took an elevator to the 6th floor. We stopped in one particular door in a hallway full of them. Close your eyes. Excuse me? Just do it, and I'll lead the way. And keep them shut until I tell you to open them. Got it? Yeah? I didn't know what was going on, but it is instructed. In that case, we're going in. But whatever you do, don't open your eyes. The more you tell me not to, the more tempted I get. Oh? Do you keep them closed forever? Roger that. She opens the door and lets me into the room. Wait there. After a few steps, she tells me to wait, so I stand still. I can hear her moving around in the room. Now stay right here this time. I did so for about 5 minutes. Then she took me by the arm and moved me somewhere else. For another 5 minutes. During which time I stood still with my eyes shut, just as promised. Just as I was getting impatient and preparing to complain. Alright, you can open your eyes now. I heard her voice at my side and slowly opened my eyes. The costume suit? No. It's just cleaning up, I assume. To a room far beyond anything I'd imagined. You've been staying here the whole time you've been in Japan? I'm sleeping at the lab a lot of these days, but mostly, yeah. Trying to not look like Maha. I mean, I'd entertain the thought when I saw the hotel's exterior. But I imagine she might have had a tiny room for business trips or something. Perhaps that was wishful thinking. This girl, she said that she was staying at a regular hotel last time I asked, but to book a place like this, she really is Celeb 17. Tell me, what sort of atrocities does one need to commit in order to afford to stay at a place like this? Atrocities? Maybe don't insult the person who's offering you a roof. By the way, you want anything to drink? Do you have Dr. Pepper? Unfortunately not. We should have stopped by a convenience store. Is cola okay? Krisu opened the fridge and took out a cola. Of course, I made sure to stay within a 1-meter radius of her. Has she moved around the room? We were talking about slight errors in translation earlier, Ramen. They definitely did not send their A-team to this game. Like, it's funny that they do the name thing so right, but they just have so many other little typos all around, which is whatever. Like, it's a spin-off game. I looked at the bottle of soda she gave me. This has to be from the hotel's minibar. It must cost at least twice the price it would at a convenience store. And she can hand me something this expensive without batting an eye? Celeb Sev is something else. Don't worry, it's not poisoned or anything. I downed the bottle. Given that I'd been too afraid to drink anything since the bathroom incident, the beverage felt as though it raised me from the dead. Now that I've got my eyes open, what were you doing puttering around the room earlier? Well, you are a guest, right? I wanted to tidy up a bit before I invited you in. Yeah. The rush. Maybe they rushed it so fast that, like, they didn't Americanize that. Maybe, which would be funny that it made that one thing better. Sorry, nose is just being a pain tonight. Still unsure whether it's a cold or weather. I'll know tomorrow. If I feel worse tomorrow, it's a cold. If I feel the same, it's weather. Mountain View. I think Mountain View is my favorite one, other than just Dr. P. They don't even change the bottle. The bottle still clearly reads Dr. Pepper, but he just says Dr. P. It's perfect. Tidy up. Yeah, things get messy when you live in a place like this. Lots of things. Lots of things? That's what I said. Don't worry about me. I wouldn't be offended if I saw your teddy bear panties hanging up to dry. Shut up! I stopped wearing teddy bear panties a few years ago. I see. So you were wearing them until a few years ago. Teddy bear panties. Just keep it up. Okabe, will you... What's up, teddy wear? Whew. No, he won't. He's going to die. He's 100% going to die. What do you think? Kind of cute, right? Good branding, at least. Teddyware? Say that one more time and he won't leave this room alive. Seriously? I'm just trying to lighten the mood a little. Hey, Okabe. Krisu's face grew stern as she looked at me. What is it, assistant? I'm exhausted. I'm going to head to bed. Alright, then I'm going to do the same. Let me tell you again. I trust you. I know. Rest easy. She trusts me. That's what she just said. Multiple times. It's like their third time saying it. That's why she brought me here. That I must repay that trust in kind. Okay, don't move a muscle. Hold on. Why? Just what are you holding in your hands? An eye mask and a rope. What? Haven't you ever seen them before? So that's how much she trusts him. I know what they are. I want to know what you plan to do with them. We didn't stop anywhere on the way here. So she had a blindfold and a rope ready. What else? I'm going to tie you up so that you don't try anything weird while I'm asleep. I think that's my favorite of the new ones. While you're asleep, just how long are you going to keep me tied up like that? I'm sorry, but the ends justify the means. I need a good night's sleep. What about my sleep? If you're really that tired, I'm sure you'll stay quiet. Damn her. You have to be kidding. Were you just lying when you said you trusted me? I do trust you, but this is different. I have to be extra careful. She's smiling, but her eyes are filled with grim determination. Looks like she's not kidding after all. By the way, Christina, why would you even have rope and an eye mask at the ready, close to your bed? Could it be that's what turns you on? I like how he's like, in for a penny, in for a pound. Whatever, commit to the bit. Still, I'm afraid you're not going to rope a normal, sexually speaking, guy like me into your twisted fantasies. It's the only way he can refer to himself as normal. Oh, come on, I wear the eye mask on long flights and use the rope to hang laundry. These are must-haves during a trip. That checks out. It does. Just let me tie you up. I promise it won't hurt. Crap. I don't think I can take the humiliation of being tied up and blindfolded. I wanted to run to the other side of the massive room, but since we can't be more than a meter apart, all I could do was glare at her and back away. Though eventually we'd hit a wall and that'd be the end of that. I'm warning you now, I won't stay quiet if you try to tie me up with those. I'll resist and try to shock you while you're showering or sleeping, teddyware. He does commit. He really does. Though, naturally, that'll shock me too. But sacrifices must be made. If I die, I'm taking her with me. You bastard, and don't call me teddyware. You're the bastard. Okay, let's try this. I can deal with an eye mask, but not being tied up with a rope. Or else I won't be able to sleep at all. And if something does happen, you can tie me up. Nobody asked you to get clever about it. Despite Krisu's knee-jerk at-channel response, she gave the idea some thought. And... fine, no rope. You mean it? Yes, but the eye mask stays on, alright? Well, I think I can handle that. I mean, it probably won't interfere with sleep. Whereas, not being able to move would. I can at least pretend I'm just wearing the eye mask as a sleep aid. Here, put this on. Krisu handed me the mask. It's been annoying, but a promise is a promise. I put the eye mask on with my own 2 hands. Okay, stay still. Hmm? There we go. Hey. What? Don't want me. Why are you tying me up? You're breaking your promise. Hey, don't move. Your eye mask is coming off. Only because you tied me up. We were talking about when I was sleeping. I'm taking a shower now. And that you're staying tied up for, no matter what. I thought of lodging a few more complaints, but then I realized that would just be a waste of time. Besides, I was tied up whether I disagree with it or not. Alright, go take your damn shower. Oh, that's right, put these on too. Put what on? Head... What is he gonna hear in the shower? Headphones? Why do I have to wear these? Well, I don't want you imagining anything while I'm... Why does blocking his ears stop that? Excuse me? What is she trying to hide? Hmm? Ah, now I get it. Yeah, what? Almost all hotels have both a shower and toilet in the bathroom, so you're going to... You are the worst. You lack any sense of delicacy. I'm going to kill you. Wait, I was just kidding. I didn't think you were really going to... Finish that sentence and die. I'm sorry. She's literally got me blinded and bound. This really could be dangerous. So there I was, tied up, senses deprived by the eye mask and headphones, waiting for Krisu to finish taking her shower. Poor Okabe. I mean, to be fair, he did at least some of this to himself. I must have fallen asleep. What could have happened afterwards? Oh, that's right. Krisu got out of the bathroom and complained about all sorts of little things I'd somehow done wrong. And I guess we both crashed after that? Lights are still on. She insisted that I wear the eye mask, but I must have forgotten. I checked the clock. It's past 10 p.m. It was about 6 p.m. when we were arguing, so it's only a few hours that I slept. I heard Krisu sigh from just over my head. Of course, she's asleep on her bed, and I'm on the floor. Wow. Eye mask? You were going to have him eye masked, tied up, and on the floor? But even the floor of this room is luxurious. It's actually more comfortable than sleeping on the couch at the lab.
Papa.
Yeah. Her voice was barely audible, but I'd heard it. I'm sorry, Dad. Oh, man. Well, the one person she really doesn't have to be sorry to at all, because he's awful. Truly awful. I wonder what kind of dream she's having. She said, so. What was she going to say after that? Why is this genius girl trying to be a scientist? Why does she travel overseas? And why is she crying? I stopped thinking about it. It's none of my business, and as far as I'm concerned, I never heard a thing. I put the eye mask on and went back to sleep. The next morning. Well, perhaps I should say afternoon, since it was already past 12 by the time we left the hotel and headed towards the lab. From Ochanomizu, we crossed Hijiribashi Bridge and passed the Yushima Saido Temple and Kanda Myojin Shrine on our way to Akihabara. It's only about a 20-minute walk. But as we made our way through the back streets of Akihabara, we had an unexpected meeting. Okabe-san, Lukako, and Kiryu-san. Morning. Lukako and Finger. Excuse me. That really was unexpected. Out of the ordinary, in fact. What are you two doing here? The question on my mind simply slipped out of me. There. Moika slowly pointed at a small, nondescript building. I waited for her to keep going, but she remained silent. Outside of her messages, she really is a woman of few words. I tried to get a little more info out of her. Okay, what are you doing there? The building's name. Name? Arc Rewrite? Oh, Arc Rewrite's the name of the editing company that you work for, right? Yep. I see. I do remember hearing that she worked here. Ironic, given how bad she is at communicating with people. I thought she might have been fired by now, but I guess that's not the case. Excuse me. This must be the most tolerant company in the world. Or, you know, a front for rounders. If I'm ever in need of a job, this is the first door I'll knock on. So that would mean I'd have to know... I'd have to kowtow to Moiko because she would be a senior employee. I can't imagine I'd like that very much. Don't be right, at least not in years. Steins disagrees. Anyway, that's not important right now. Ah, but you work here, Moiko. Why is Lukuko with you? I asked for a photo shoot. Photo shoot? Exclusive. A real shrine maiden descended upon the streets of Akihabara. Huh? You're talking about Lukuko? Right, my editor-in-chief wants me to do a feature on him. Clever. I know there are cosplayers who dress up in shrine maiden costumes, but Lukuko might be a real shrine maiden in Akihabara. Yeah. Well, aside from the maiden part. But Kauto? Okay. But Lukuko's a guy. Isn't that technically false advertising? You can't tell from the photos. This seems very unconsidered somehow. Like, wouldn't Lukuko's life get harder if this feature blows up and it becomes super popular? Why? Why would it be... Both syllables with the same vowel sound. Okay. Okay. I mean, don't they want more people going to the shrine? Isn't that good? Perhaps not. This generation might be more accepting of someone like him. That might even become key to his popularity. Again, it's worth remembering, the game canonically takes place in, like, what is it? It's like 2000, right? No, is it 2010? No, I'm pretty sure it's 2000. 2010, okay. Still, I like Lukuko. I wish Lukuko in any part of these games had any... Like, Lukuko's ending in the first game got a lot of character development, but I feel like anytime Luka's on screen, it's the one joke. And it's not really funny. But it's the one. It's the only... There's only one. There's only one. Except we know there's also a Lukuko route in this game, or at least there should be. Counting the number of endings, there should be. Lukuko were to get popular, would we be able to make money off him? We could copyright his image and make official Lukuko-sponsored products. The Future Gadgets Laboratory could almost function as a maid cafe. Might be a good idea. It's one of the stranger ideas you've had. But okay. So what do you think about all this, Lukuko? No response. What's going on? He's looking at me and Krisu and blushing. Something wrong with Urashibara-san? No idea. Hey, Lukuko, can you hear me? Huh? Oh, yes, did you just call me? Call you I did. Are you going to accept Shining Finger's offer? She said she just wanted to bring me in to talk about it for now. And, do you want to do this or not? Well, I haven't really... Once again, Lukuko blushes while looking away from Krisu to me and back again. Or looking from Krisu to me and back again. Mega jealous, clearly. What's wrong, Urashibara-san? Are you sick? No, I'm okay. Oh, they must be holding hands right now. It's just... Just what? Yeah, it's probably... Yep. Just... Now I know it's true. True? What are you talking about? Well, Kiryu-san... Did she do something? Kiryu-san told me that she saw you two coming out of, you know, out of a hotel, and that you guys were holding hands. Finger! Did she see us together? So, are you two... No! It's just... We left together! Meaning that you also entered together, right? That's, well, you're technically right, but it's not what it looks like! I hope he just says the phrase, don't worry, I was bound and blindfolded the whole time. And nothing else. You're getting too panicky, Christina. And you, Finger, what are you so chatty? Why are you so chatty all of a sudden? Oh my gosh, you both came out of there holding hands, so you two, you know, come on, tell me, don't just stand there. Oh my God. Don't mail me a response. I don't know what to say. I guess congratulations, you two? I told you, it's not like that. Do you get it now? After that uncomfortable misunderstanding, we felt obliged to explain ourselves to Moika and Lukiko. Basically, we were only holding hands because we were in the middle of an argument. As a side note, Krisu and I now have a pretty good understanding of how much voltage needs to build up before we get our shock. Meaning that if we feel an electrical shock coming while we're arguing, we automatically hold each other's hands. This makes it very confusing for anyone watching to determine whether we are friends or enemies. In other words, nothing has happened between the two of us, and it never will. Just had to get a little jab in there, didn't you? I'll have you know that I'm the one suffering. Nobody should have to spend time with anyone as annoying as you. Oh, that's my line. Makes my skin crawl just thinking that someone would think we're together. What was that? What do you think? We hold hands. Huh. You get it now, right? So... Are these like lover spats? Luca does not get it. Or Luca's just like, keep making him angry. And you're saying that nothing happened last night, even though you two slept in the same room? Well, that sucks. That's what I've been trying to tell you, and I expect better of you, Daru. Why does everyone, including Shining Finger and Lukiko, have such dirty minds? This world can't operate if everyone's thinking from the waist down. Truly a deplorable state of affairs. You spent the night in a hotel room with a girl. Everything had been all set up for you. In a way, isn't it kind of rude that you didn't do anything? She explicitly said, we're not doing anything, so no, Daru. Excuse me, can you spare us the guy logic here? I second that. Besides, even if my assistant and I were the last two people on Earth, I'd never think of doing anything lewd with her. Now you're pissing me off, too. Why? I've been telling her stuff like that since yesterday to grant her peace of mind. Why would she get mad about that now? See, it's just like Mayushi said. Mayuri, who up until now had her head buried in an English textbook, entered the conversation. I assumed it was homework since it looked like she was having a hard time with it. It would have been to ask for Krisu's help. I feel like there's a lot of sentences where it's just word missing. It would have been easy to ask for Krisu's help given that the book was in English, but it seemed Mayuri didn't want to add anything more to Krisu's pile of troubles. Valkyrie can't do anything lewd. Mayuri, phrasing it that way might cause some misunderstandings, can we not? What kind of misunderstanding? I mean, it makes it sound like I'm incapable of... Don't even start! Why is he talking to you always so why is talking to you always so confusing, Ocarine? It's so hard. I knew Daru was gonna get that one. Mayushi, can you say that one again, please? It's so hard? Didn't I tell you to stop talking like a perv? What is all this? One day. It's only been one day. So how is it that the atmosphere in this lab has gone back to normal? All of the stress and tension of the other day is completely gone. Sleep. The answer is sleep. To be fair, it's hard to be serious when you're dealing with Mayuri and Daru. But the fact that we're forced together by number 12 still remains. Back on topic, let's try sending another D-mail. A D-mail? Why? Why? Why did you all think I went willingly to Christina's hotel? Well... I guess you wanted to see what kind of hotel she's staying in, right? Stay pure, Mayuri. Stay pure. I'm so jealous. I want to sleep over at Krisu's place too. Do they not remember somehow? Hey, I was just joking. You're scaring me staring off into space like that. How dare he take this so lightly, just because it doesn't affect him? I think I need to teach him a lesson. Listen, Daru, this is... Hey, Okabe, let's hurry and try sending a D-mail. Huh? Hey, Christina! Before I could launch into lecturing Daru, Krisu grabbed my arm and dragged me into the development room. What are you doing? I was going to... Forget about it. Huh? This may be a serious situation for us, but to them, it's just someone else's problem. Yeah, there's no point in getting worked up over it. Now come on, back to the email. We don't have to change anything, right? Let's hurry up and send it. Right. I managed to regain my composure and send the email. Nope. Still no good, huh? Yep. Wish my nose would give me a break. Despite our repeated attempts, the best we could muster was a series of dings from the phone wave, name subject to change. Any theories as to why that might be? Not a one. But since the phone wave itself is operating normally, I think it must be missing some major component. But we have no idea what. That's right. Bottom line, we have to spend another day like this. Even though we've gotten more used to this situation, things still get extremely awkward and even suffocating now and then. I take it things didn't go so well? Looks like Daru was keeping an eye on us. Upon seeing that we'd reached a stopping point, he entered the room. Unfortunately, yeah, and we still have no idea why. We're obviously disappointed, but the shock we felt yesterday has faded somewhat. We were certain yesterday that we would free ourselves, and having that ripped away dropped us into the depths of despair. But today we understood that failure was very possible. We were prepared for this, so the results didn't have the same impact. Alright, this sounds a little weird, but I have a present for you. A present? What is it? You couldn't guess? The new gadget you asked me to make, it's done. Really? Already? It's pretty much just a transmitter. That gave me the basic structure. All I had to do was add the extra parts. So once you guys cleared out of the lab, I hopped in and finished it. Another gadget? Are you seriously still working on those? Doesn't sound like Risu was listening to our conversation yesterday. Fair, given everything that's going on. I'm sure she had other things on her mind. You really made a new one, huh? So what can this one do? Hey, do you really want to know, Christina? Well, kind of. Very well. Then let me introduce you to our newest gadget, number 13, also known... I made number 13 already. This one will have to be number 14. Fine, number 14, also known as the Radio Jacker. Radio Jacker? What in the world is that? Also, what's 13? We don't know what 13 is yet, right? Just, she made it. Don't know what it is, right? Isn't it obvious? It's literally a device that hijacks TV broadcasts. Come on, Genius Girl, you should have figured that out. TV broadcast? Oh, I see, so it's broadcast signal intrusion. What's with the long English words? Well, people in Japan often abbreviate a takeover of something like a bus or ship as bus jacking or sea jacking, but both are basically jargon. Also, yep, how's the things going, Birdie? What, really? Those, man, the wings are one of the more versatile emotes, honestly. Really, hijacking can suffice for any sort of vehicle takeover. Whether you're stealing a bus or a boat, you're still hijacking them. Jacking on its own doesn't really carry the same connotation. And based on what you said, number 14 is a device that overlays an alternative signal over existing television signals in order to stream video, correct? Yeah. And that's still the one time they've done emotes that you don't get to keep, right? Is the fight ramen? It's exactly what it is. That's called broadcast signal intrusion. Basically, it interferes with a broadcasted signal. A smidgen of salt. Oh, I see. So bus jacking isn't really English after all. Next time I'm at an offline meet, I'll bust it out as trivia. When members of an internet community meet in real life. Just had to show off the fact that you grew up in America, didn't you? Yeah, what was the one that won? Really? It's not even a good emote. It's not bad, but it's not good. So what if I can't speak English? All I need is the internet and Dr. Excite to beautifully translate all of the English I want. A machine translation site. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know why Cotton Candy would win. Ramen was the cooler emote. Hold on, why would anyone want to hijack a television broadcast nowadays? I should think that's obvious. So that on the day that I, Hoyo Inkyoma, throw the world into total chaos, my message will be broadcast on every last screen on Earth. In that case, wouldn't a video on a streaming site suffice? This seems like a lot of work for not much reward. Couldn't you just go live on Twitch? But then only people who wanted to see the video would see it. That's no fun. Surely you must feel the excitement in forcing people all over the world to watch the video. Tell me you don't. I don't. That was a lightning fast answer. Yeah, about that all over the world thing, the signal's only strong enough to cover Akiba at best, and even then we can only take over analog televisions. What? That makes this even more pointless. It may be impossible for a modern woman like you to understand the romantic totality of my plan. Daru, there's no need to waste another word on this meaningless conversation. Where's number 14 right now? Oh, I left it right there after I completed it yesterday. Wait. What happened? Well, I thought I left it around there, but I can't find it. I quickly surveyed the development room, but I couldn't see anything that even hinted at being number 14. That's weird. I thought I left it somewhere in this area. Could I have left it over there somewhere without realizing it? No, no dice. Krisu and I followed Daru out through the currents. He's looking high and low, but hasn't found even a hint of the device location. Mayuri, who was so engrossed in her English homework she didn't hear us talking, takes her nose out of her textbook. What's going on, Daru-kun? Are you looking for something? Well, I just built Future Gadget number 14 and it's kinda gone missing. Have you seen it anywhere, Mayushi? 14-chan? What does it look like? Let's be honest. That would also be Mayuri's nickname for Yoshi P. 14-chan. Well, it's about yay big, and I gave the room a quick once-over. What is it, Ocarina? Did you find it? Quite the contrary. It seems like that's not the only thing missing. Huh? I looked around the room once more. As I thought. Gone. They're all gone. All the gadgets that I put in the cardboard box are gone. You're kidding. If I remembered correctly, I put everything in one place in the corner of the development room. And all of it is completely gone. Could we have been burglarized? This is bad. Police, we need to call the police. Mayuri, call the police right away. 119. Wait, no, 117. Which one is it? Okabe, calm down. Both of those are wrong. Ah! Then Mayuri raised her voice for some reason. What's wrong, Mayushi? Did you remember something? I did. Something I forgot to tell you. Forgot? What was it? Do you remember what I told you before? About the May Queen customer, the shopkeep? You mean the guy that offered to buy all of our gadgets? Yeah. Well, he stopped by last night. What? So, are you telling me... Yep, he took all the gadgets that were piled up in that cardboard box. Really? Why didn't you tell me that earlier? Sorry. I know I had to, but I completely forgot. Mayushi is a complete airhead. The moment I scolded her, Mayuri fell into a gloom. Maybe I was a little too hard on her. Well, be that as it may. As long as the gadgets weren't stolen, it's not a problem. That's true. In fact, we should probably be thanking Mayuri. She got us out of debt. I'm sorry, Ocarina. I'll be careful from now on. It's fine. People say that bad and good cancel each other out. Cancel each other out? In this case, the good outweighed the bad, so I actually commend you for your deed. Should I be happy about that? Yes. I'm sorry I raised my voice. It's okay. Mayushi messed up anyway. Bisa looked at me quizzically. You know, you're always a bit more honest when you're dealing with Mayuri. Yeah, because Mayuri's the best character in this game. It is too pure for anyone here to even really interact with. What are you gonna do, lie to Mayuri? Don't be stupid, I'm always honest. Says who? Anyway, it's a good thing that we've gained some capital by selling off our gadgets. I should have shaved off our bankruptcy for a while yet. As I chewed that idea over, I noticed that now Daru was wearing a quizzical look. That does mean they took 14 though, didn't they? What is it, Daru? Are you hungry? Nope, that's not it. I was just thinking that I may have left number 14 in that cardboard box. What? Are you sure? I can't say for sure, but I think so. Oh. Which would mean that right now, at the Shopkeep store... I guess it wasn't too hard to make, so I could rebuild it quick if you wanted me to. No, we don't need it right now. Besides, we could always go to the shopkeep and ask for the device back, so don't worry about it. We've got money in our hands now anyway. I'm fine with letting the little things go. What? Another exclamation, this time from Krisu. Everybody's exclaiming today. I don't know why I like that one. Yeah, you can't give You can't give her sass. Just, not only would she not get it, she'd get sad and you'd feel awful. It's not worth it. Now what could it be? Hey, do you know what happened to that hard disk that was next to the laptop over there? Hard disk? No, well, I've got no idea. Huh? You mean the 250 gig one in the black case? Right. Do you know Hashira? Oh, that was yours, Makaseshi? That could be a problem. Huh? What are you talking about? Well, about number 14. It's basically a gadget that broadcasts the data that's been written on its hard disk. And, wait, no, you can't mean. I might have used your hard disk for number 14. Teehee. Used it? Then... Ocarine did say that I could use anything in the lab. It never occurred to me that it could have belonged to you, Makaseshi. Looks like Daru accidentally used Krisu's hard disk without knowing that it was hers. It is true that I said he could use whatever he wanted, but... Isn't it just common sense to ask before using something? Yeah, but I just wanted to put it in there as proof of concept. Didn't think it'd be taken away. Sorry about that. Well, it's not a big deal, right? I mean, it's partially your fault for leaving it out in the open when you're living it up in your luxurious hotel. So what if a hard disk or two gets used? It's not like you can't afford to buy a new one, right? So we can play Zero again, yeah. Tried to redirect the blame off of myself. Sure, I said that Daru could use anything in the lab, but how was I supposed to know he'd find something that belonged to her? I could see Krisu's shoulders beginning to tremble. That is not the issue! This may turn out worse than expected. Calm down, Christina! I grabbed Christina's hands, hoping to forestall the electric shock. I never could have imagined that my right arm, a wild instrument of uncontrolled chaos, would be used as the tool of peace. How am I supposed to calm down? That hard disk has data on it! Data? Is it that important? Important? I can't say until I check, but it may... Oh... Yeah, we absolutely know what 13 is. I forgot. 13 was the You Can See Dreams machine. Yeah. And I bet you it's got that data on the hard drive. I forgot about that. That was 13 again, but she didn't tell any of them. We know because we saw scenes, but... How do you not know? That hard disk is actually a part of number 13. Number 13, that's the new gadget that Krisu had been developing. Hashira, number 14 broadcasts its video data to televisions around the world, yes? Well, around Akiba, if they're analog. Yeah, Daru's in her dreams. Well, more like around Akiba, but... It still broadcast it to a large number of unsuspecting people then. Krisu's face turns a pale shade of blue. This is definitely going to be worse than expected. Hey, Sean, are you okay? You don't look so good. Do you want some water? No, I'm fine. Thank you, Mayuri. Hey, Christina, what exactly does number 13 do? She was oddly hesitant to respond. Is it something she finds difficult to talk about? But if she doesn't explain it to us, we won't know what has her so worried. Look, I understand that number 14 being out of our hands is a problem for some reason. But until you explain what's going on, we have no idea why or how big the problem is. Could you please tell us what's wrong? But... Krisu studied our faces before she spoke. Was she trying to hold back her tears? I think this is the first time I've ever seen her like this. Okay, I'll tell you. Number 13 was a gadget that visualized and recorded what was going on inside a person's mind. Visualized what was in their mind? Is that even possible? For Krisu, yes. Daru and I responded in unison. Mayuri merely tilted her head. It's actually not that difficult. For example, scientists have conducted experiments where they projected images into people's minds as data. The technology keeps advancing, too. Huh. Yeah, it's almost like they could use some sort of, like, electromagnetic wave device or something. And at the same time, research into converting what people see into data has also progressed considerably. Even the Neuroscience Institute at my school, Victor Krandia University, is developing a technology called visual rebuilding. Have you heard of it? Yeah, we're gonna find out the stream for sure. No. Unfortunately, I haven't.
データを神経パルス信号にコンバートする技術のこと。
I hate this. It's not even like, I don't even feel bad. It's just a little more nose than normal, and it's just enough to be like, wow, annoying, thanks. Yeah, I can't even tell if I feel sick or if it's just an off day. Basically, it's technology that converts visual data into a neural pulse signal, and it always happens on a day where I gotta read a lot, because of course it does. You can use it to send signals to the brain in order to make things that aren't really there appear in front of you. Yeah, no, we've heard of that. Is that some sort of virtual reality? I suppose that's one way to make it easier to understand. And given that this is possible, so too is the opposite. That doesn't exactly sound easy. It isn't. But there's something else to consider. At the university, I was focused on the analysis memory as neural pulse signals. Excuse me. Memory? Well, it's complicated, but in a nutshell, I thought that if it was possible to export our memories as data, it might be possible to do the same with the images and thoughts in our head. What does that mean? That she was able to go from it might be possible to actually finding a way to make it happen? In this lab? But how are you able to actually extract the neural pulses? We don't have anything advanced enough for that in our lab. You don't need anything that advanced as long as you have these. Krisu held out a headphone-like object that I once saw in the lab some time ago. Could it be? Yes, it's a headset-ish thing that I made using VR technology. It's been simplified quite a bit, though. Which means I was right. That really is a part of number 13. I see. Now I'm getting the basics. But more than that, Christina, I also understand that the gadget you were working on was going to be mind-blowing. VR, yeah. So what are you so worried about? From what I just heard, it sounds like the primary component of number 13 is that headphone-style headset, meaning the hard disk in the development room was just a storage device. I'm worried because of you. Me? Come on, I had no idea what the gadget even did until just now. Why in God's name would I worry you? Because you put the headset on me while I was sleeping, right? Coming in? Now that she mentions it, I may have. I think I did. That was just before the whole number 12 affair. I was suspicious of those almost headphones, so I decided to put them on Krisu's head while she was sleeping. There's a possibility that my thoughts at that moment were converted into data and saved on that hard disk, which is where it becomes problematic that Hashira used that hard disk for number 14. I get it. Number 14 might take the data from Makaseshi's thoughts and... That's right. Broadcast them to every monitor in Akihabara. And if that were to happen... The color once again trains from Krisu's face. Hey, is that data going to get us into trouble? I imagine Krisu's thoughts being something that leads to cyber terrorism or something similarly dramatic. I told you that I don't know yet, but it could very well bring about the end of the world. For her. What? How could it be that dangerous? I'm done. I can't even think of what would happen. No, I don't want to think about it. Krisu held her body with her arms and shivered. This normally confident woman seems scared half to death right now. This really is a big deal. Is this all Mayushi's fault? No, it's mine. I was the one that used the hard disk. Pointing fingers won't help. Right now, we should prioritize retrieving number 14. I like the way you think, Makaseshi. First, we should contact the person whom Mayushi sold the gadgets to and ask him to return number 14. Right. Mayuri, can you call the shopkeep? What's wrong, Mayushi? You can get in touch with him, right? Well, I don't know. What? You don't have his contact info? But he's got a shop, right? Where is it? He comes to our cafe once in a while, so the store's probably in Akihabara, but I don't know the name or where it is exactly. Oh my god. Krisu held her head in her hands and once again looked like she was about to cry. Can't believe that Mayuri doesn't know anything about the person she'd conducted business with. But Mayuri is Mayuri. If she didn't think that he was a trustworthy person, she wouldn't have sold the gadgets to him. Mayuri may seem flighty at times, but she's actually a good judge of character. She is a lab member number 002 after all. That should be proof enough. Anyway, we're not going to accomplish anything standing here looking desperate. I'm going to go look for the store. I'll lend you a hand. Hashira, are you sure? If we don't find it, we're in deep trouble, right? Well, yeah, it'd be pretty bad. Then I've gotta. I know more about the stores in Akihabara than you do anyhow. Mayushi will help too. It's my fault after all. Mayuri? Clearly, he's not buying it. What a riot. You good, Ocarine? It's kind of weird to hear you burst out laughing like that. How can I keep myself from laughing? Christina? What do you mean? What's so funny? Krisu was about to continue, but I stopped her with a raised hand and continued. It seems that you've all forgotten something, so let me remind you. What's the express goal of the future gadget laboratory? To make a lot of gadgets for everyone to play with. Wrong! It couldn't be more wrong! Can't believe that she said the exact same thing as Daru. I guess I have to teach them once again. Understand? The goal of the future gadgets laboratory is to bring chaos to this world with the gadgets we create. And isn't it appropriate? According to Christina, number 14 may bring about the world's destruction. She means her world, not the world. Think about it. It's exactly the chaos we desire. There's no need for us to panic. Hold up, just to confirm, Ocarine, are you saying that we can just leave this be? Nobody said anything like that. But you just said... However! I shouted over whatever Daru was trying to say. However, the time has not yet arrived. And furthermore, Hoyo Kyoma's goal is to plunge the world into chaos with his own hands. There's no meaning in chaos accidentally brought about by a third party. In other words, the apocalypse that 14 may bring about is an unfavorable situation for me. Therefore, I, Hoyo Kyoma, charge all of you with the retrieval of future gadget number 14 at any cost. So literally what they were about to do. Seems I rendered everyone speechless. I think I'm starting to understand. But what? What do you understand? Okabe, you try to hide it, but you're just not honest with yourself. Seriously, why not just say, let's go look for it, skip all the extra stuff? How could you say that? I was just demonstrating the attitude we should all have as the lab members. It had nothing to do with being honest with myself or not. See, you're doing it again. Yep, that's one of Okarine's good points. I'm glad you're able to see that too, Krishan. Also, I don't remember if we changed... We changed wallpaper. Did we change ringtone? Did we change male ringtone? Okay, we did. Just making sure we get all the trophies. Maybe. I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but I feel like I better understand how he thinks now that we've been together for a while. Oh? And that would mean number 12 is working, right? Shouldn't that set off the escape flag soon, then? The likes of you. You're about to say something along the lines of, the likes of you would never understand the intricacies of my mind, right? She can see into the future of his chuny delusions. Well, right on the money. I guess number 12 really does work. That's enough. There's no time for chit-chat. We have to find number 14. I like his that's enough. In spite of the gravity of our situation, we managed to shake off the feeling of inevitable doom and agreed to split up and search for numbers 13 and 14. Or we would have, had Krisu and I not been bound together. She and I were forced to form our own little search party. But as Daru mentioned, there may be some truth to our continued union gradually improving our ability to cooperate. Okay, let's move. Yeah, let's. Like now, we didn't even need to discuss which way to... No, I guess you didn't, did you? We had set out in opposite directions. Hey, where are you going? After all your talk of knowing how I think, you should have at least known which direction I wanted to go. I take it back. How could I ever hope to understand your Chunibyo-infected mind? What was that? We're not exactly off to a flying start. Ah, the perfect place to look. The owner of a Niak Niak store. Yeah, he's the one Mayuri sold our gadgets to. I hear he stops in here from time to time. Do you know anything about him? Ah, I kind of remember Mayushi talking about him before, Nyan. Do you know where he might work? I might if he was a regular customer, but I've only seen him a couple of times, so I don't know much about him, Nyan. I see. Then, what did he look like? What kind of guy was he? Let me think. He was... tall? Not tall or short, but his proportions were kinda... fat? He wasn't fat or skinny. I would say normal? Yep, he was sort of a nondescript kind of guy. Nondescript, huh? It's not good. I was hoping she'd give us some sort of lead. Oh, but... What? Did you remember something about him? Like he had 7 scars on his chest? No, nothing like that. But he didn't seem like a bad guy to me. Ah. Well, that's not helpful. We already knew that because Mayuri dealt with him. Why are you asking me this, Niao? What's going on with that customer, Niao? We just wanted a way to contact him. We told Ferris everything that had happened. Wow, that's rough. Yeah, but it is what it is. So if you ever see him stop in here, could you give us a call ASAP? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Ferris. Thank you. What a pain. We're already stuck dead in our tracks. Aside from Mayuri, I thought Ferris would be our best bet as to information on this guy, but she couldn't give us anything. To be honest, if our well of information at May Queen is dry, we're not going to have many options. We're just gonna have to search every store in Akiba. There's no way around it. And even then, the fact that he runs a store in Akiba is our only clue. Probably runs a store in Akiba. It's not exactly efficient, but there's no other way. Well, if it's the sort of store that would buy up all of our gadgets, we might find it sooner than we expect. Must be a store with a very good taste. Yeah, it's probably a really weird place. The two of us will never see eye to eye, will we? In the end, Krisu and I swept through as many stores in Akiba as we could until late into the night, but we never found the one we were looking for. Right, I understand. We'll continue our search tomorrow then. Nothing on his end either? Nope. The phone call was from Daru, but as my demeanor indicated, he didn't find so much as a single clue. I'm sure he would have called us earlier if he had anything good to tell us anyway. Krisu has been like this since we came back. I know she's worried, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Worrying is just a waste of energy. Besides, I had a bigger problem in front of me. May I ask you something, Christina? Why was this our dinner? A couple of empty plastic cups stand on the table. The fossils of the meals we prepared by adding hot water and waiting 3 to 5 minutes. Why was... You don't seem to have any complaints when the cashier was ringing them up for us. Because I assumed that we'd eat them as late-night snacks. Moreover, why are you eating instant noodles while you're staying at a hotel like this? You're practically drowning in alternatives. Oh, alternatives that you're going to pay for? Don't be absurd. Why do I need to treat Celeb Sev herself? It's common sense that the person with money should pay for the food. You must be joking. I've been letting you stay here, so why don't you pay for it? Stop calling me Celeb Sev. I'm not spending the night here because I want to. Needless to say, we've been holding hands since this lovely little conversation started. Whatever. If we're done eating, I'm going to take a shower. I stood up and started walking towards the bathroom while holding Krisu's hand. Wait! What? Who said you could shower here? No one, but it's not like there's anywhere else I can shower. Yes, there is. The lab has a shower, right? That's the one we're going to use. It's not an option. I meant to do so, but I don't have the chance today. So I'm doing it here. I didn't give you the okay. You're really not going to let me shower? I'm really not. Is that so? Then I have no choice. I didn't want to say this, but she's backed me into a corner. Look, I haven't taken a shower for the last 2 days, meaning that I'm going to start to smell. If it's been 2 days in summer heat. Oh, it started. Just because you don't smell it, it started. Are you really okay with that? We've been walking around sweating in the hot sun all day, and I've been getting ripe. And as you may recall, we can't be more than a meter apart. And you are absolutely certain that you're okay with that? With spending all night close together until tomorrow morning? If you are, I'll tolerate this until we can get to the lab tomorrow. Fine, you win. I mean, he may have said it with a really snarky way of speaking, but he brings up very good points. Like, those are legitimate points. What do you think he's doing in the shower? Just be sure to sterilize the shower once you get out of it. Does she think I'm a roach or something? Who cares? I felt gross all day, so I'm probably going to feel really refreshed after a good shower. By the way, assistant, you looked so serious until a little while ago, but it seems like you've lightened up. When I talk to you, being so serious starts to feel stupid. That's one way of putting it. That's a good thing. What do you mean good? Anyhow, Okabe, you're... Huh? She stopped herself before she finished her thought. What? Hey, are you doing that to cheer me up? Hmm? Never mind, it can't be. I didn't get to find out what she was going to say. But I did get to take a shower and sleep. On the floor, of course, wearing an eye mask. You know, he already said the floor was more comfortable than the couches there anyway, and an eye mask isn't that big a deal. A new day. We decided to kick things off by searching for numbers 13 and 14 in the morning, and then meeting back in the lab in the afternoon. Did you find him, Ocarine? Take it from the fact that you're asking that you didn't. And I take it from your snarky response that neither did you. From the way Mayuri was disappointedly slumped on the couch, it seems that her luck wasn't much better. I'm sorry, Ocarine. If Mayushi asked for his contact info, we wouldn't be in this mess. Don't apologize, it's not your fault. It was going to be a one-time sale, who knew? But she looks so sad. Isn't there something I can do? Mayuri, what's the name of this place? Say it. Huh? You mean the lab? No, this is the Future Gadgets Laboratory, understand? In other words, we do not dwell on the past as we carry out our research. We look to the future. That's what we do. So don't spend your time talking about what's already done. Understand? Ocarine. Oh, once in a while you manage to say something inspiring, Ocarine. What are you talking about? Every word out of my mouth is inspiring. Talk about the future now, but just a few minutes ago you were desperately trying to send a D-mail to the past. Well, that's another story. We need to get out of this situation right away. You agree with me, don't you? Well, you've got me there. And when you think about it, if we had a working phone wave, this whole mess with number 14 never would have happened. Excuse me, sorry. That's right, if we could only send a D-mail, all of this would be... Of course, the fact that I'm thinking this right now means that our D-mail experiment failed today as well. That's not to say that I regret the past, I'm simply trying to change the past in order to ensure a better future. Meaning that I'm looking forward to the future, not looking back to the past. I swear, nobody can split hairs quite like you. I suddenly noticed Daru and Mayuri staring at Krisu and me. What is it? What are you looking at, you two? Well, I was just thinking that you and Makaseshi are getting along better than before. Excuse me? To be honest, Mayushi was thinking the same thing. I can't believe what you're saying, Mayuri. Yeah, nothing's changed. We're arguing just like we always do. That's true, but still, something about it has changed. Changed? What's changed? It's like you guys aren't so harsh on each other anymore. You still argue about everything, but it's a little milder. Yeah, that's what Mayushi was going to say. It's like, you still argue, but there's less hatred in it. I know I said this before, but it's gotta be number 12 at work, right? What? You must be kidding! It's supposed to help couples, she's my assistant! That's my line. Okabe and I would never... But you must have noticed that the number of electric shocks has been going down, right? That's because all they do is hold hands all day now. And you can't get shocked when you're holding hands, so, you know. Well... It's true that the number of shocks we've received while not holding hands has gone down to practically 0. That's just because we know how far we can go without triggering the discharge. But the fact that you know that means that darling you idiot is doing its job, doesn't it? These two. Why are they trying to make Krisu and I such good friends? I really don't get it. Krisu is my assistant, no more, no less. Anyway, we have to find number 14, and we're burning daylight sitting here talking. That's right! And since we don't know where the buyer went, we have no choice but to search high and low. True. Worst case scenario, we only have one more day to find him. We better hurry. Indeed. You're absolutely right. Only one more day. Only one more day. One more day, huh? Huh? Eh? Wait. Hey, Daru, what did you just say? Huh? Just now? You just said that we only have one day left. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means the timer is gonna go... Oh, Daru. Hashira, what are you talking about? Explain. Oh, you're smart enough. You know what he means. What's there to explain? Number 14's timer goes off at 5 PM tomorrow, basically 24 hours from now, so... Huh? You mean that tomorrow evening, number 14 is going to activate unless we stop it? Hey, what the hell? He never said... Didn't I tell you that? No! Ah, yeah, that'll do it. I thought that I told you guys already. Oh, jeez. My bad. I can't believe my ears. That's not it. I believe my ears just fine. I just can't believe that nobody ever told me this. Exactly. How could Daru and Mayuri forget to tell us something so important? I don't think Mayuri knew. Only so much can be attributed to carelessness. Hold on. There's a reason I said worst case scenario. Even though it's complete, we don't know if it'll work. It still needs to be tested before we can be sure. It might just need Ante-Okabe backing up. Yeah. Besides, Ocarina, I just assumed you would eventually ask me to add a timer so we could make it broadcast automatically whenever we wanted. That really does sound like something I would ask for. Doesn't it? I mean, if we're going to be signal jacking anyway, we might as well. If we want a knowing, official sounding for those of you who are watching this video sort of effect, a timer is of the essence. Well played, Daru. To know me this completely, you truly are my favorite right arm. However, your ordinarily praiseworthy actions have backfired on us. Anyway, I set the timer to go off at 5 PM exactly 3 days after I'd completed the gadget. 3 days, so that means... tomorrow evening, the date on that hard disk will be broadcast on analog monitors throughout Akiba. Of course, these days, even the government is pressing people to switch to digital. There probably aren't many stores that still use analog. But of course, that doesn't mean that they're entirely gone. Just to take the TV in our lab, for instance. What's more, there are tons of analog CRTs in the workshop downstairs. I mean, it's basically closed, whatever. A truly staggering number of analog monitors in a mere 10-meter radius. Following that train of thought, Akihabara is filled with junk electronics stores. Excuse me. There may be far more analog monitors than we ever could have imagined. Oh, but hey, there's a chance that number 14 just plain doesn't work, right? Of course there is, but it doesn't make me feel any better. What should I do? If that's ever shown... Krisu was muttering to herself. Until now, we were taking this pretty seriously, but we still had an underlying spark of optimism. But now, reality had crushed that spark into nothing, and number 14's activation hung over our heads like the sword of Damocles. Krisu's shoulders fell under the weight of her own worries. To me, Makase Krisu was a female assistant, with the pitiable caveat of being an at-channeler. But to the outside world, she was the hope of the neuroscience community. A girl who at the young age of 17 was published in an American science journal. Of course, even I must admit that her mind is a veritable wellspring of knowledge, and theories that often crystallize into grand ideas. Not that it's any match for the mind of Hoyo and Kyoma, of course, but still. The information created in her head that had to be shared will be exposed to the public. It didn't really register with me when I heard that yesterday, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that this will be a major concern. What's more, since what's in Krisu's head is enough to make her tremble in fear, it may be something that could bring about horrors beyond the comprehension of the common man. It's not a given that advancements in science and technology will always be used for the betterment of the people. It is very possible for heartless people to use those advancements for ills. Yeah, like CERN or somebody, I don't know, theoretically. Ocarina, what should we do? Mayuri's voice trembled. But regardless of how much time we had left, our options at this juncture are limited. While it may be like finding a needle in a haystack, we need to locate this gadget. Yeah, I figured you were going to say that. Let's go search everything again, focusing on small stores and junk shops. Meanwhile, I'm going to call Lukako, Ferris, Suzuha, and Moika and ask them to help. Oh, hey. Another chapter down. We also haven't saved. Let's do that. Once I'd given them their marching orders, Daru and Mayuri bolted out of the lab, leaving Krisu and I alone. Krisu still stood rooted in place, looking anxious. We should get moving. There's no use in staying here any longer. She responded, but showed no signs of movement. She's usually so bossy. What's with this timid behavior? How pathetic, Christina. Where's your usual self? What was that? Who cares what happens to this world? It's not that is it not the ultimate goal of every scientist to see their research and theories bear fruit? Don't try to lump me in with you stupid self-proclaimed mad scientist. Self-proclaimed? I am Hoyo in Kyoma. My madness is universally accepted. You know, he's right. Sure, Lamau. Oh? Was that you finally admitting to be an at-channeler? So what if I am? If you're capable of being so defensive, then you're going to be fine. Huh? Hoping around here isn't going to make the situation any better. Kabe, are you... Don't get me wrong, I just can't stand to see someone else benefiting from your knowledge and intelligence. They should be used solely for the laboratory's benefit. You're a tsundere, I get it. Silence! If we have time to squabble, we have time to search. Good point. She actually smiled a little at that. Then shall we? Krisu offers me her left hand. I look at it and... Let's go! Very soon. Started walking. Hey, wait, it's only polite to take my hand. He just looks at it, it's like, tally-ho. I went outside and gave Suzuha a call. Hearing that she was nearby, we decided to meet right there. As I waited for her, I took out my phone to call another lab mem. But Suzuha rolled up on her bike before I could. She must have been closer than I thought. She closed in at a high speed, but then she maneuvered sideways and skidded to a halt. She definitely did the Akira bike skid, right? We all know and accept that that's how she stopped. Hey, what's shaking? To cut to the point, I briefly explained what had happened and told her that we needed help. Absolutely, like if you're on a bike at a high speed and you need to stop, and you're in an anime, that's the only option. I see. So basically we gotta find the store that sells the toy that was in the lab, right? Don't call it a toy, it's a gadget! So, we're looking for a toy called a gadget then. No, it's... Yeah, thanks for your help. Krisu stops me and offers Suzuha her gratitude. She made a good call. We didn't have time to cross all of our T's. Sorry about this. It's fine. I was off work today, so I was just hanging around. I'll let you know if I find it. I told Suzuha which areas I wanted her to search, and she took off on her bike. It really would be handy to have a bike at a time like this. Yeah, I agree. Well, they'd need a two-seater at this exact point, but we sent Suzuha off with a prayer in our hearts. Then we visited May Queen. Kyoma! I knew that she couldn't answer the phone at work, so we came here directly to ask for help. No sign of the shopkeep yet. Is that so? Honestly, that's part of the reason we're here. We have a favor to ask. A favor? Smart to ask Mr. Braun. Yeah, that's true, but he's on vacation, so... Yeah, the thing is, having already told her what was going on yesterday, we just gave her the relevant updates. I see. I never thought things would escalate to this level, Nya. That's why we need your help, Ferris. I mean, maybe he's got his number and could be like, hey, do you know of a store that fits this description? But he can't physically help because he's on vacation. We don't know that for sure. And he brought his daughter with him, so maybe he's not. We know how busy you are, but any help you could offer us would be truly appreciated. Okay, Nyan. you'll really help us out? Of course, anything for Kyoma and Kunyan. I'm going to be working late tonight, but I can join your search tomorrow. Thanks, that's a big help. Oh, and I'll ask our customers to help too, Nya. That would be great. They'll do anything for you, Ferris. You can count on Meow. Having taken the time out of her day to speak with us, Ferris returns to work. She really is reliable. She sure is. No customer could resist a chance to do Ferris a favor. That might give us a veritable army of searchers. We really lucked out on this one. And we haven't even asked for Lukako and Moika's help yet. I should give them a call. Oh, hey Okabe, are they? Krisu was pointing at something. I followed her finger and was met with the sight of a red and white Miko outfit. Lukako and Moika's with them. What are they doing in a place like this? Stop staring, let's catch up with them. No. Right. We rushed after them before they could escape our sight. Lukako! Huh? Oh, Okabe-san and Makase-san too. What are you doing here? What are doing here? Somewhere in this script they just removed some words. And that's just how it is. That's what I'd like to know. What's with those clothes? Huh? Well, these are... Photo shoot. Lukako looked towards Moika's hands. Hands that were holding a digital single-lens reflex camera. Photo shoot, she said. Then this is... Is this what you were talking about yesterday? You accepted her offer? Kiryu-san forced me to... Wait, shining finger! Try as I might, I can't imagine Moika forcing anyone to do anything. Definitely not at gunpoint in, you know, the main timeline. But now that I look at Lukako properly, the Miko outfit really does suit him. The passive eyes don't seem to think of it as anything out of the ordinary either. Well, this is Akihabara after all. Okabe, isn't there something you should be telling them? Ah, that's right. I was just about to waste our time on something completely unimportant. I'm really glad we ran into you two. We have a favor to ask. A favor? So, yeah, it really looks like they did a direct translation, I guess. I mean, it's perfectly legible. It's just occasionally jarring that there's, like, occasionally words left out. You really need our help. Sure do. I then proceed to explain the situation for the third time in the last 30 minutes. The world's in danger. It's quite possible. Then that's a real emergency. But is finding the store all we have to do? That's right. Once 14 is retrieved, the problem should be solved. How about it? Will you help us? Of course. I'll focus my search on the other side of Monsebashi. Oh. An email? I doubt it'll be much help just wandering around the stores, so I'll see what I'm doing. I can dig up back at the office, Moika. Yeah, no worries. We're nothing but derails around here anyway. It's all good. What you got? Okay, then Lukako and Finger will handle things over there. If I didn't want to be derailed, I just wouldn't read chat. And it still would fail, because I'd derail myself. It's fine. Not at all. We should all help each other in times of need. Who quote retweeted the Silent Hill tweet from Konami. I mean, the fact that you phrase it that way, it couldn't be Kojima. Oh. Okay. Huh. Yeah, if it's a movie, cool. I stand by the first Silent Hill movie as being a not terrible adaptation. I won't call it great. But compared to a lot of the video game movies out there, the first Silent Hill movie is passable. It was way more graphic than the game was, which is funny because the game was definitely a hard M-rated game. And it had Pyramid Head, which it shouldn't have, and for all the lore reasons that Pyramid Head shouldn't be in anything except for Silent Hill 2. But other than that, they got the music right, they got the art style right, the casting was decent, like it was a decent movie. I didn't see the second one, so I never saw that one. I probably should at some point, just to say I've seen it. And if this is a movie, it'll either be passable, or it'll be god-awful and I won't care. We'll see. But it's the only thing that threw me off is the Twitter and everything pointed specifically to the Konami website. That's the thing. It goes specifically to konami.com/games/Silent Hill. Obviously, they could do a movie reveal there too. Nothing's stopping them. I tend to forget the second movie exists, and I really should watch it just to see. I know nothing about it. I know Heather's in it. Elijah Wood, yeah. I retweeted it. You're right. That's... maybe he's a Silent Hill fan. Oh, with the eyes emoji. Maybe he does voice acting in it. Elijah Wood has done voice acting a few times before. He's fantastic in Over the Garden Wall. Especially now that it's Halloween season. If anybody watching this has not seen Over the Garden Wall, watch Over the Garden Wall. It is top tier Halloween vibe animation. It's not super spooky. There are definitely like unsettling bits, but it's meant to be family friendly. But it's just got that Halloween vibe so good. It is very well done. It's got fantastic voice acting, fantastic animation. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I mean, also watch Chainsaw Man, but that's on everyone's like to-do list right now. Everyone's talking about Chainsaw Man. Over the Garden Wall's been out for a while, and there's a lot of people not talking about it anymore. If you haven't seen it, it's well worth it. It's not over long, it is over great, and I cannot praise it enough as like a good family-friendly Halloween thing. It's still got some bits that, like, if you linger thinking on it a bit, it's like, that's really messed up, but it's not like overtly like bloody or gory or anything. Unlike Chainsaw Man, which is 99% blood and gore. But yeah, while I clearly am worried about whatever Silent Hill thing's gonna happen, I'm also invested enough to see what it's gonna be. If it's a movie, that'll be easy enough to push it away. I should unlock the anime again. Oh yeah, what was... I'm the Highwayman. It's got a witch. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I hope it's a movie, or some stupid gacha game or something that I just have to not pay attention to. Or maybe, somehow, against all odds, they make a decent game, because if it's a game, I'm gonna have to play it. One Piece Trigun. Oh yeah, that was cool. You love to see little references like that. I have no idea what the Blue Reflection anime is like. I might check it out, I might not. I think I've stated this at least once before. Trigun was my first real anime, and I loved it to bits. Love it to bits. Even if this new anime is really good, and it does look pretty good, it will never top my nostalgia for the first show. So I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it as like a separate thing. I know it's never going to top it for me, personally. Yeah, no Millie, but they haven't shown a lot of stuff yet, so... The animation looks interesting. The use of CG works well enough. Not a huge fan of Ash's redesign, but it's also not bad. It's just different. And I, like I said, have very strong nostalgia for the OG. So different to me is already going to be like, eh. But I'll probably check it out. Yeah, the animation looks fine. The redesign looks fine. It's just not what it does, yeah. No, none of it looks bad. But it's also not a direct, like, replacement for the old show. The old show's not going anywhere. This is just going to be a different take on things. And cool. I'm down for that. I'll probably check it out. I'm curious if they're going to get Johnny Young Bosch back for Vash. That would be interesting. Since that was really my first big anime I ever watched, whenever I heard him, I always thought of Vash. Other people thought different roles, like maybe Lelouch or whatnot. But, yeah, it's definitely supposed to be its own thing. It's not supposed to be a continuation. It's not supposed to be, like, it's a separate thing. And cool. That way, whether it's great or awful, doesn't change the original either. I'll hold up today as the Loom-chan is back. Oh yeah, I saw that in the Mother's Basement video. Not an anime I ever actually watched, but I was clearly aware of it visually and its comedic influence on all, like, rom-com anime type deals. So yeah. Depending on how things go, let me use that as a scoop, okay? Moika. No. Now he wants to help. We do need everyone we can get right now. I'll overlook it this time. Once Lukuko and Moika canceled their shoot and parted ways with us, Kuso and I turned to face each other. So kinda. Makes sense. Like, I know it's an iconic design. I've definitely seen the character around. I think that's all the help we can get. And it's up to us now. You're right. Let's start combing every store we can find, one by one. Roger. It was already 6 p.m. Most stores in Akihabara are closed by 8. Leaving us 2 hours to search as many stores as possible. That's all we can do at this point. But as long as there's something we can do, we have to do it. Kriso and I nodded to each other and started our search for number 14. For the next 2 hours, we secured Akihabara going from door to door. From the alleyway junk shops to the hardware shop and the radio center. We even checked the major brand name electronics stores as long a shot as it was in our search for our missing gadgets. But the more we searched, the more the horrors of Akihabara began to mount. Like, I really don't watch a lot of anime, but I really need to watch the new 12 episodes of JoJo, because I'm committed to JoJo. I honestly like this part so far, I just don't like the split it into 12. I much prefer watching an episode every week. Obviously, I'm keeping up with Chainsaw Man, and I totally forgot Mob Psycho Season 3's out this season too. That's another show I really like, and I want to keep up with that. Though that one I might wait until it's done and just shotgun it. I know I said I like watching one a week, but I feel like Mob Psycho is a good one to binge. I really liked that. We'll see. But those are the 3 that I have to watch. My backlog is infinite, but I have to watch those 3. See, I kind of fell off of Hero Academia, not for any particular reason, I just kind of stopped. Like, nothing happened that made me go, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore. But now I'm just so far behind that it would take so long to catch up. And I liked the show I was watching, but I just... And I never watched Bleach growing up, so I have no commitment to Bleach. A lot of people are hyped for it, and that's awesome. I'm glad people are getting more of what they like, and it seems like this is good stuff. The little clips I've seen from this movie, like GIFs, it looks pretty at least, so I hope it's what people want. I know that's a show people have strong feelings about. I'm just not one of those people. So, those are 2 I don't have to worry about right now. Maybe one day I'll catch up on Hero Academia. I liked the characters, I loved... Honestly, the season 2 of that show was so good. I feel like for me it kind of slowed down after that. It didn't get bad per se, it just kind of slowed down, which is fine. Not every show can be all rising hype. You gotta go up and down a little bit. Popping off, cool. Like, at some point maybe I'll get back to it. But as it stands, I'm so many seasons behind. Like, the last thing I saw was the school festival, and the whole fallout from that. I had finished that season, the school's festival season. So I'm, what, 2-3 seasons behind now, which is a lot of anime to watch. Especially for me, who doesn't watch a lot of anime right now. Again, I liked what I saw. I liked the show. I think Season 2, the Midoriya Todoroki fight is one of the greatest fights in recent anime times. Topped maybe only by All for One versus All Might. Because that was so good. In the same season, it had 2 iconic fights, but I just kind of fell off after that. If it's on season 6, then I'm like 3 behind. Yeah. You don't need anime. Hey, I'm currently slightly ahead of you in Blue Reflection, and we stayed pretty nose to nose. We kind of yo-yoed back and forth. We finished within, what, 24 hours of each other the first game? So, you know, getting levels like those fights. Okay, cool. That's awesome. But I currently don't have the time to watch 3 seasons of anime, and if I do, it's going to be JoJo and Mob Psycho. Oh, okay. Now you're just looking for nits to pick, Robin. How dare you bring that one up? How dare you? As right as you are, how dare you? If I ever platinum that game, it will become my new longest time between starting a game and platinuming it. Yeah, that's the worst part, is I'm so close. It's not like I ended in the first hour or something. I'm like in like the last chapter. One day. But I've got so many other... Most towns are fairly consistent when it comes to what kind of stores they have. But the same cannot be said of Akihabara. You know what, speaking of Akihabara, I know we've got our goal to play all the Shibuya games, and that goal is coming to fruition. I think we're 2 short now, and 1 is Ghostwire Tokyo. One of these days, we're taking a trip around Akihabara too. One of these days, we're taking that Akiba's trip. Not today. One day. For instance, you have specialty stores that stick to their genre, such as the Brawn Tube Workshop below the lab, but you also have chaotic stores that deal in just about everything imaginable. Maybe this place has our gadgets. They probably don't, but, well, it never hurts to ask. Perhaps my mounting agitation is making me think this way. It's quite like stripping. It's equal opportunity stripping, and it never goes past underwear. Once these thoughts enter my head, it started leading us into maid cafes and underground idol concert venues. Though there was obviously no chance we'd find our gadgets in a place like this. Night fell upon our failure, and we returned home drenched in fatigue and disappointment. And sweat. Thanks for dinner. As soon as we got back, we took showers one after the other and ate some food. Thinking that instant noodles wouldn't be enough, we got 2 bento boxes from a convenience store. But even that wasn't enough to soothe our exhausted, sun-baked bodies after a search like that. We heard from Mayuri, Daru, Ferris, and Lukiko, but the results were unsurprising. Krisu sighs, holding her knees to her chest. Christina, I know that this is frustrating, but don't sigh. Just shut up! She stared at me. Why? Sorry, I'm just in a bad mood. It's fine. Happens to everyone. Seems I have no choice. Listen closely and I'll tell you something important that my mentor once told me. You had a mentor? What did they say? If you give up, the game is already over. The coach from a famous basketball manga. On the internet, posters sometimes express a desperate desire by quoting the manga like so. Anzai-sensei, I want to blank. If you give up, it's game over. Is another oft-quoted line from the series. Only a real @channeler would recognize it that fast. Can't believe you tricked me into thinking you had a mentor only to quote anime at me. What do you think his mentor was gonna be? It was gonna be an anime. You know? 38. Oh, JoJo. Oh, did they? Oh, okay. Cool. More anime? I'll get to it. Be that as it may, don't you think that those words are fitting for the situation? Well, right now we have to use whatever time we've got to search for number 14. I try to reassure Krisu. And myself, to be honest. Don't worry, we'll definitely find it. I personally am hoping that they fail, because I want to see what was on that hard drive, but obviously it would destroy Krisu, so, you know. There's nothing definite in this world. No, I guarantee it. We will definitely find 14. How can you say that? You can't just say things for no reason. Failure will be fun. 38 in total, being on the 25th now. Okay. I have a reason. I want to know what it is? She looked at me without a word. I'll take that as a yes. Fine, I'll tell you. Because every member of the Future Gadgets Laboratory is helping us out. So what? That's no guarantee of anything. Yes, it is. My hand-picked lab members are working as hard as they can. Things will definitely turn out okay. Krisu raised her head ever so slightly. That's better. The sad look doesn't suit Christina. Angry and unpleasant is much more her style. Come on, we're going to have to walk around all day tomorrow, so let's call it a night to re-energize. As I stood up, I took my crumpled eye mask off the table. It's practically a courtesy at this point, as sometimes it's not even on when I wake up, but a promise is a promise. I waited for Krisu to get into bed and proceeded to my usual spot nearby on the floor. Okabe? She called me just as I was lying down. She was rather loud about it, too. Is she mad at me? Tonight, you don't need to. Don't need to what? After a bit of wondering, I assumed that she could only be talking about the eye mask. It's really not that big a deal, but if she says it's okay, I might as well take it off. I removed the eye mask, put it on the table, and proceeded to lower my body. No, that's not what I meant. No, she wasn't talking about the eye mask. You know, we'll be walking around all day tomorrow, and you can't get much rest on the floor, right? So, honestly, if he's exhausted, and is used to the, not just the floor, but less comfortable than the floor, I'm pretty sure the second he hits horizontal on that bed, he's out cold. If it's even, it's got to be more comfortable than the floor by default. I'm sure he just conks out. Could it be? So, you know, tonight. No, it can't be. Tonight. You can sleep on the bed. Maybe it can. Did you really just say I can sleep on the bed? No, I can't do that. I'm telling you that it's okay. But you're the master of this room. I can't allow the master to sleep on the floor. I don't know why that got me so good, but... You idiot! I never said I'd be sleeping on the floor. What? They were going to sleep on the bed Huh? Chris and I are sharing a bed. That's what I was getting at. It's just embarrassing to say it out loud. Well, I thought that might have been what she meant at first. But the idea seemed so far-fetched that my mind simply rejected it. Who could believe that Krisu would ever ask me to share her bed? Don't get me wrong, I may have allowed you to sleep on my bed, but if you try anything weird, I'm calling the police. Are you really sure? I'm positive I'll call the police. Told you it's fine over and over already. Don't make me repeat myself. She turned away and lay on the bed with her back facing me. She'd left enough space on the bed for another person to sleep. No. Rather, by opening up the space, she'd added more distance between us. Even if I wanted to sleep on the floor, we'd be over a meter apart, so I couldn't. Oh. My decision made for me, I slid into the open space next to Krisu. My body sank into the mattress without so much as the squeak of a spring. I'd been telling myself that the floor was sufficient, but sleeping on the mattress was like ascending into heaven. I settled in with my back facing Krisu. How? In the last few days I'd grown used to being this close to her, but now, even though we're facing away from each other, there's a tension in the air. Okabe, you're so unfair. Her voice was quiet. Unfair is quite an accusation. What about me is unfair? Even though most of what you say is completely stupid, you still sometimes manage to move people. And it's usually when someone's feeling down. That's what's unfair. Sleep with a shirt on? I always sleep with a shirt on. Usually have a shirt, shorts. Completely stupid is a little harsh. Pajama pants in winter. Gotta have warmer pants. Besides, I only say what I think. I don't try to say anything special. And I know that. That's what's so unfair. We were exchanging words that we would never ordinarily think of saying it to one another. Are we able to talk like this because of number 12? If that's the case, then maybe Daru and Mayuri were right. It's not like the device is doing anything besides convincing you to not yell at each other and spend time around each other. That's it. Admittedly, very aggressively doing those two things, but that's fine. That's true. Full lab coat, probably uncomfortable. Yeah. And maybe Daru and Mayuri were right. Hey, can I ask you something? What is it? Why are you taking the search for number 14 so seriously? You really want to know? Yeah. She was being unusually straightforward. As a representative of our lab, my assistant's problem is my problem. And like I've said before, your mind should be used solely for the advancement of our lab, not misused by some outside group. You're already being dishonest. I'm not being dishonest at all, I'm just giving you one of many reasons. Then, what are the others? You really want to know? Ask her the same question again. If she says yes, I'll be sure to tell her. Maybe I don't. Oh, okay. Part of me was relieved. If she kept pressing, I doubt that our relationship would have been able to stay the same as it is now. I don't know what prompted me to think that, but something did. Out of nowhere, Krisu put her hand over mine. Don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean anything. It's just, if we stay this way, we can be sure that we won't get shocked and go to sleep in peace. That's true. I gripped her hand. Good night. Yeah, night. She must have been wiped out. Yeah, it's too Tsundere is in full Soon mode. Minutes after we said goodnight, I heard her calm, sleeping breath from behind my back. Listening to the rhythm of her breathing, I drifted off to sleep, with the warmth of Krisu's hand on my own. Yeah, you really don't. It's not a common thing. The next morning, just before the shops opened for the day, Krisu, Mayuri, Daru, and I gathered at the lab. Okay, so Luka goes searching the Manasabashi area, and Shiny Fingers got Ocha no Mizu. Part-time warrior says she's going to focus her search around Showa Street too. Ferris-chan? She said she's asked around at the stores she's familiar with to get some more information. Therefore, it's up to us to search the remaining areas. Got it? All three of them nodded. They look like they're ready for anything. Very well, then we shall find Hintborg and retrieve number 14 by 5 p.m. Excuse me. According to North mythology, it is the mountain where the mead of poetry is hidden, said to grant its drinker incredible poetic ability and knowledge. Sure. Huh? Don't worry about it. Just find number 14, alright? Okie dokie! Gotta have the okie dokie. Roger! I was worried that Mayuri and Daru would have been exhausted from yesterday, but the two left the lab with such vigor that Krisu and I sent them off with full confidence. We better get going too. Yeah. We've got 7 more hours until our time limit. The hour of our judgment draws closer. Well, if it ain't Okabe. Hello, Uncle Ocarine. Mr. Braun. Oh man, if he's back and he opens up shop, you could probably send an email, but you don't know that. We ran into Mr. Braun and his daughter, Sister Braun, as we stepped outside. I'd practically forgotten that they'd been on vacation for the past few days, and now I was wishing they still were. Their timing couldn't have been worse. I didn't expect anything bad to happen, of course, but I didn't want a conversation with them to kill my momentum. So how'd it go? Did anything happen while we were away? No, not really. Krisu and I had been stuck together by number 12 and been forced to scour Akihabara for number 14, but none of that had anything to do with Mr. Braun, so it seemed appropriate to answer. You say that, but are you sure you weren't taking advantage of my absence and raising hell upstairs? We weren't, I swear. We didn't do a thing, right, Christina? Right. You sure about that? If you're lying, your rent's about to skyrocket. Yes, I'm sure. I really wanted to, but I couldn't. What? What did you just say? Nothing. Never mind. I didn't say a thing. Huh. Well, fine. You better not do anything crazy now that we're back, though. I know. Kabe? Krisu poked my back. I imagine she wants me to hurry. Anyway, I'm off to get all my cute little CRTs flickering back to life. Oh, right. You see my part-timer anywhere? I told her we'd be back today, but she's nowhere to be found. Hey, Okabe, if you see her, could you tell her to... Sorry, Mr. Brown, but I don't have time to waste on idle chatter right now. Huh? Idle chatter? It's important to have a good relationship with your landlord, you know. Yes, and we can talk about it later. We're in a hurry. Come on, Christina. Hey, I'm not done with you yet, Okabe. No, that's right. Last night. Hey. Mr. Brown was still talking as we left the Oyahama building. We paid him no mind. Nai definitely has the gadget, right? 120% Nai has the gadget. He had wasted our time. And quite frankly, what Mr. and Sister Braun did on their vacation isn't of any interest to me. If Krisu and I weren't bound together by number 12, I may have stayed behind and kept him company, but right now, we are as one. We cannot waste another minute. Let's get searching, Okabe. I'm on it. We don't have much time left. Just like yesterday, we started asking about our gadgets at every store we visited. No store was too big or too small. At each one we explained what we were looking for, the date it was sold, its dimensions, and its functionality. By the time we finished, they all shook their heads. We got so used to giving our explanation that we practically started doing so automatically. We checked in at stores we had visited before. We thought that perhaps the staff didn't remember what they had in stock. Many of those who remembered us simply looked annoyed. It didn't happen at any of the bigger, fancier stores, but the more specialized places weren't too happy with us. However, we couldn't just skip them. We entered buildings and visited every little shop inside of them, some of which were selling some rather adult merchandise. I felt uncomfortable visiting those sorts of stores with Krisu, but desperate times will call for desperate measures. The curious eyes of the staff and critical eyes of the customers stared lasers at us, but we continued to search every last store on our quest for number 14. Each time we stepped out of a store, the sun shone down at us so strongly that I thought I might faint. The repeated temperature shifts from the chilly air-conditioned stores to the hot outdoors may have been physically affecting me. One way or another, I could feel my exhaustion starting to mount. And if I was feeling spent, I could only imagine that Krisu felt the same way. No, given the female body, she might be feeling even worse than I was. It was after being turned away by shaking heads at our 40th store that Krisu stopped in her tracks and started to think. It's already 3 p.m. We only had 2 hours left until the timer went off. Hey, Okabe? What? Oh, what's wrong? Are you tired? No, I'm fine. I heard the fatigue in her voice. But if she's not going to mention it herself, I'm not going to bring it up. This is kind of last minute, but I've been thinking about something. What have you been thinking about then? The shop Mayuri sold the gadget to. Do you think it's really an Akihabara? What? We've been searching under the assumption that the shop's in Akihabara, but maybe it's not. Because even though we've got everyone looking as hard as they can, we still can't find it. I just thought we should consider the possibility. But Mayuri said that it was an Akiba. Did she really? Are you sure about that? Well, what is she said it was likely. Well, we know he runs a store, and even if it's a store quirky enough to sell the gadgets we made, it's got to be somewhere. If we can't find it, that's just not good for business. Unless, of course, it's located somewhere we least expect. Like one of those places that looks like an office from the outside, but it's actually a store once you go in. But it's equally possible that we've just been looking in the wrong place. We should check with her to make sure. I whipped out my phone and called Mayuri. The ringing continues. She has to pick up if she's not otherwise occupied, right? Hi, this is Mayushi. Mayuri? Good, she answered. Ocarine, what is it? She didn't even greet me with a tutru. She must be really focused on the search. Mayuri, can I ask you something? What is it? Are you sure that the shopkeeper's store is really in Akihabara? I'm kinda sure. A less than confident answer. Not that I can throw stones, given that I couldn't remember what she said to me. Think back. Where did he say that his store was located? Did he say that it was in Akihabara? Well... Come on, Mayuri, what did he say? I feel like he said that he had a shop nearby. Nearby? That's what he said? Yeah. So he didn't say it was in Akihabara, correct? Probably not, I think. I see. Thanks. Continue your search. I hang up the phone and turn to Krisu. She obviously overhears my side of the conversation, but I gave her a quick rundown of the call. See, so he said that he has a shop nearby. Right. Meaning that there's a chance it might not be in Akihabara. A shop nearby. Nearby in this situation being a relative term. Term so subjective that it can take on any number of meanings and distances. For example, if someone who lives in Akihabara says nearby when they're at May Queen, then they're likely referring to a place you can reach on foot from there. But to someone who lives in Shibuya or Shinjuku, nearby could be as far away as Kanda or Ueno, and we have no way of knowing what exactly the shopkeeper meant. Still, it's very possible that a store is not in Akihabara. And in that case, it's taken us so much time to search Akihabara alone. 2 hours is nowhere near enough time to expand our search to both Kanda and Ueno. No, with our current search party it would take us days to cover everything. If that were even possible, 2 hours is nothing. Stunned by a miscalculation, we just stood there hopelessly. If his shop isn't in Akihabara, then you guys won't even be able to see the broadcast when it happens. No harm, no foul. Only 2 hours remain. If the store with our gadget's not in Akihabara, finding it will be impossible. Okabe, call everyone. Yusu's voice was perfectly calm. Everyone? Why? The search is pointless. I can't make our fellow lab members waste their time. We should call it off. Call it off? Are you serious? Best friend. If the shop isn't in Akihabara, there's no way we're going to find it, right? I had the same thought. But we should just give up now. We tried our best, we gave it everything we could, and it didn't work out, so let's just... You gotta be kidding! Huh? We tried our best. Only those who fight until the very end deserve to say that. Besides, giving your all doesn't mean anything unless you get results. I worked hard, I tried my best, but it didn't work out. So what? Those are just platitudes. Effort is nothing without results, it's just meaningless labor. Only the results make it worthwhile. Christina, I'm disappointed in you. What sort of scientist doesn't understand that? Krisu shot me a vicious look. But we know that this is going to be a waste of time, so we should cut our losses. You just said effort is useless without results, right? So why is it bad to minimize our wasted effort? We should stop what we're doing once we know that it's pointless, right? We don't know that it's pointless yet. We do. We're not just searching Akihabara anymore. We won't find it. It's just common sense. We don't know until we try. Maybe we'll find it at the next store we visit. This is no time to argue. But our anxiety is only getting us worked up. This isn't good. At this rate, we're going to get shocked for the first time in a while. But I can't give up. As long as there's a chance, no matter how small. If number 14 activates and something as disastrous as Krisu describes comes to pass, Krisu will be held responsible, and I don't say that out of concern for the public. Even if Krisu isn't blamed for it, she would have to live with the guilt for the rest of her life. Excuse me. He really thinks it is some big, actual world-ending thing, and I can't. We've been speaking in hypotheticals this whole time. If you don't have any concrete ideas, then we should... No, there must be something. There has to be something we can do. I don't have a reason to believe that. I'm just trying to talk back. But still, is there nothing we can do? Something we've overlooked? Something we've forgotten about? What sorts of gadgets did we have? Out of numbers 1 through 9, we sold everything but number 7, Ghost in the Ball, and of course number 8, the Form Wave name subject to change. We could use the Siloom Saber if there were a trail of blood to follow. This really is pointless. My thinking was flawed from the start, so I have to think differently. Our new gadgets, numbers 9 through 11, have all been sold, but maybe there's something there. Yeah, look, Luka-kun, if you had this umbrella, maybe. If you had this umbrella, you wouldn't have to worry about losing it somewhere. But only if they opened it is the thing. That's it. Okabe, are you okay? That's it, I've got it. Or at least one of our gadgets does. Huh? Future gadget number 9, Homing Diva. We look at each other, and I see hope return to Krisu's face. I immediately take out my phone and call Daru. Every second I have to wait is agonizing. Pick up the phone. Daru? Ocarine, what happened? Did you find it? No, but where are you right now? Can you get back to the lab? Huh? Sure, I'm pretty close, but why? Number 9, I need you to ping it, ASAP. What's the story, Daru? Just a sec, I'm checking right now. We caught up with Daru at the lab. Number 9 looks like an ordinary umbrella, but it's outfitted with a GPS so you can locate it whenever it gets stolen or lost. I'd completely overlooked it. If I were properly involved in its creation, perhaps I wouldn't have, but it's a little late to worry about that now. Still, the umbrella needs to be open if we want to locate it, right? True. But we can figure out each location has been opened in the past, at least. Oh, that's still good. Actually, we're receiving the data now, and bingo! You mean it? Hell yeah, I do. It was last opened around noon yesterday. And where did that happen? It was in Okachimachi. Alright, let's go, Krisu. Oh, right. Daru, can you give me its exact... On it, I'll send it to your phone. My man. As we stepped out of the lab, we were once again greeted by Tenoji. Oh, Akabe, you little punk, you left before I was... Sorry, tell me later. Hey, I told you to wait. I really don't have time for idle chatter. He and or Nai definitely have the gadgets. I took Krisu's hand and waved down a taxi on Main Street. We have an hour and a half left. Our budget's tight, but our time limit's even tighter. Daru sent me the requisite map info while I was in the taxi. I showed it to the driver and we hurried to the location in question. The store was located in a small alley just a couple of minutes from Okachimachi Station. It was a tiny knick-knack store. Even looking in from the outside, I could tell that the place was a mess. Number 14 must be in there. Yeah, for sure. At last this madness will come to an end. What do you mean you don't have it? Well, I had it when I brought it, but it had disappeared by the time I got back here. As Mayuri said, the man had absolutely no distinguishing characteristics. Even his story was indistinct. I brought everything back in a cardboard box, so maybe I dropped it somewhere. Somewhere? Where's that supposed to be? If I knew that, I would have retrieved it already. I mean, I did pay for it. Technically, you got that one free. It was past 4 p.m. by the time we trudged back to Akihabara. The shopkeep had taken out the cardboard box to corroborate his story, and all of the gadgets were there. Except, of course, for number 14. He didn't know we were coming, so it's not possible that he hid it beforehand to throw us off. Besides, what would he get out of doing so? Nothing that I could see, so suspecting him of foul play is meritless. 1 hour left. We only have 1 hour until number 14 activates. And we don't have the first clue as to where it could be. Up until now our goal was to find the shopkeep, but now we don't even have that much of a lead. If he dropped it somewhere, someone might have picked it up and put it in a trash can or even taken it with them. Taken it with them to the Braun Tube workshop. Let's ask everyone to return to the lab. Fine by me. Giving up is no longer an issue. Our chances are well and truly dead. I should save everyone a little bit of time. Totally lost our lead on number 14. The search has been called off. Everyone return to the lab. Took out my phone and sent everyone a message asking them to return to the lab. As I was returning my phone to my pocket, it rang. Suzuha was calling. Hey, Okabe Rintro, I'm really sorry. The owner got mad at me for being out and about, so I had to come back to the store. Seems like she regrets going AWOL. I was gonna call you earlier, but he just kept going on and on. It was kind of mind-numbing, really. Well, if you're already back, that's fine. I'll tell you everything that happened later, so keep doing what you're doing. Whoa, hold on. I called you because I have something important to tell you. I was about to hang up, but her words stopped me. Something important? Is it urgent? Yep. The owner told me he found something under the bench when he got back to the store. He says it might have something to do with our lab. It was on the ground, under a bench in the Braun Tube workshop. Overhearing that, Krisu grabbed my phone and butted into the conversation. What was on the ground? Are you talking about number 14? Calm down, Christina. What did it look like, part-time warrior? He says it looked like a black box with an antenna on it. That's gotta be it! Suzuha, can you hear me? Go get it right! No, go get Daru first! I couldn't contain myself and took off towards the lab with Krisu in tow, which turned out to be a bad idea. I ran straight into a man who had stepped out right in front of me. Shit. I'm sorry, I was in a hurry. I apologized right away and made to move past the man until he grabbed my arm. Listen up, asshole. You ran straight into me while I was center stage. You think sorry is gonna cut it? Yes. Now that I had a good look at him, I recognize him as the Gaia-blessed man I ran into in front of Ferris's cafe the other day. This is the last thing I needed. But it's too late to disengage now. Hey, Okabe Rintro, are you still there? I can hear Suzuha shouting from the phone in my hand. However, this man currently had that arm firmly in his clutches, so I couldn't answer her. Krisu sounded forlorn. It was then that I realized we were surrounded by men who looked like dark knights patrolling the streets. You alright, 4 degrees C? Dark knight of the streets. It appears that the man I bumped into refers to himself as 4 degrees C. That's the most pathetic way to spice up the name Shido I've ever heard. The asshole just bumped into me and tried to get away without apologizing. Nonsense, I did apologize. Huh? You call that an apology? The Abyss's chosen. It ain't a real apology unless your forehead hits the ground. That's how you really show you're sorry. It's obvious that we're in trouble. We're in a trouble. But the people passing us by do everything they can not to get involved. A cold-hearted move to be sure, but if I were in their position, I would do the same. I really can't blame them. So what are you waiting for? Don't want to get down on your knees in front of your girl? Fine by us, we'll give you a hand. Make sure you do it all elegant and proper-like. Damn it. If only I could use my right arm, I would destroy all of you. I really can't do anything when Krisu and I are bound together at our wrist. No, then show me what you got, or are you scared? We have no time. I balled my hands into fists and silently knelt down. From there, I dropped my forehead to the ground. I heard Krisu above me. What's this? You were boasting a few seconds ago, and now your head's on the ground. Hardly elegant, is it? Hey. Shock him? I mean, in theory, grab on and pull him a few meters away, or a few feet away. Tap me on the back of my head. The more he looks at me, the more he gets into his sick little game. Come on now, is that all you've got? That's nowhere near apologetic enough. I mean, we already knew he was an asshat, but like, really? How humiliating. But I can't waste any more time. I need to get this apology over with and get back to the lab as soon as possible. I swallowed the words I wanted to say and managed to choke out an apology. Excuse me. Seriously? Excuse me? Is that supposed to be an apology? My words only served to further rile them. They pushed my head into the asphalt. Well, do you have something to say to me? No. I need to get through this. Stay strong, Okabe Rentaro. That's enough. A roar echoes above my head. Krisu! He's apologizing to you with his head on the ground and you're forcing him to go lower? What kind of man does that? Damn it, no! I was trying to get through this. Huh? What's with this feisty chick? What's that supposed to mean? I just said what anyone else would, so there. Hey, you better calm down, lady. We're not gonna go easy on you just because you're a girl. That'd just be sexist, and that's not how real men roll. Okay. You know, she doesn't look half bad. Come on, forget this miserable loser and come hang with us. We'll show you a good time. Are you complete idiots? Is this what being a real man is all about? You call him a loser? You gotta be kidding. He's 100 times the man any of you could ever be. She's right, but she's also making it worse. Hey, did you hear that? She said this dog is cooler than we are. Fitting for a bitch, I guess. Shut the hell up. This guy may have Chunibyo, and sure, everything he says is stupid. He's overconfident and rude, and he pisses me off all the time. But even so, he's the kind of man who can stand up for those in need. She's standing up for me. So you stupid jackasses have no right to call him a lust. God! Hey, stop! Get away from me! Oh man, if they try to pull her away, they're gonna get very shocked, yeah. I shook the hand off my head and stood up. I grabbed Krisu's left hand and pulled her close. Hey, shitbag, did I say you could stand up? Are you alright? Yeah, sorry, Krisu's hands were trembling. And tears were in her eyes. She was really scared. An impact. I'd been hit square in the back. You think you're better than me? Well, I'm not literally beating people up on the street for no reason, so yes. The sharp pain on my back made my vision go red. This is bad. At this rate, Krisu's going to wind up in trouble too. I wrapped Krisu in my arms to cover her. Wait, Okabe, what are you? Just stay still. But... What, you trying to look cool in front of your girl? Pain shoots through me. My back, my sides, my waist, hips, legs. Krisu wriggles in my arms. Damn it, if I could only use my right arm. I wish I could let Krisu run away from all this. If you could use your right arm, you'd kick my ass? Is that what you're saying? Only the weak say shit like that. I'm sorry, Okabe. If it weren't for number 12, you could have escaped on your own. Don't worry, this is no... I was nearly knocked out by the pain racing from my back through my liver. Stop it! Please stop! If only we were free of this thing. If only this wasn't on us. If I could just save her. Why won't it come off? Please come off. I'm begging you, come off. Please. Please let us out. Huh? Ah. I heard a tiny beep. Was that sound number 12? Out of my way. Their thoughts were synchronized. The beating stopped. When I turned around, I saw 4°C grabbing a nearby signboard. Oh, he's going full Yakuza here. Okay, are you kidding me? If I get hit with something like that, I'm not getting back up. Do these DQN assholes not get that? Krisu, run! But... He's in beast style. Don't worry about me. Go! Hurry and stop number 14. No, I'm not leaving you behind. 4 Degrees C held the sign over his head. I mute to the collab call, but hope this is going well. Heck yeah, hope the collab's going well too. Not that you can hear me, but still, regardless, hope all's going well for you too, dude. We're done for. That sound, it's getting closer. It sounds like a car exhaust, and now honking. A big car is barreling down the alleyway towards us. Everyone's screaming, trying to get away. I can smell burning rubber. A limo breaks up the people surrounding us, leaving tire tracks on the asphalt. Then comes to a stop right in front of me. The back door opens. Get in! Ferris? I feel like the timelines may be different, but some things stay consistent, like Ferris showing up to help save from, or at least Ferris's family in some way or form, showing up to save from 4 Degrees C's douchebaggery. My nose has got to chill, please. Before I can move, Krisu took my right hand and pulled me into the back seat. Go! The limousine took off with a squeal with the door still open. We heard the ugly snarls of the punks behind us, but they got further and further away until we couldn't hear them anymore. You guys okay now? I'm fine, but Okabe's... Don't worry about me, just a few bumps and scrapes. It was obviously worse than that, but I didn't have time to cry about it. By the way, why were you there to pick us up, and whose car is this? It belongs to a friend of mine, yeah. I told him I had a lot of ground to cover in my search, so he lent it to me now. Oh yeah, because at this point, we don't know about her. Do we? I don't think we do. What kind of friend would lend her a car like this? Actually, maybe I should be asking what kind of person she is to have a friend like that. Then Moe and Nyan told me where you'd be. So, shining finger. According to Ferris, Moeko was nearby when we got jumped. She was on her way to the lab after receiving my message. When she saw us under attack, she didn't know what to do, so she texted Ferris. Ferris, meanwhile, was on her way to the lab in her limo and came out to help us. This hadn't happened yet. Okay, yeah. Our lab mems really work well together. Of course they do. Now's not the time to be getting sentimental. Ferris, we need to get to the lab. I know, we're almost there, Nyan. What time is it? I was going to check my phone until I noticed Krisu's left hand gently holding my right. On her wrist sat number 12, but the bands were no longer snug. Our imprisonment had ended. The thing that had bound us no longer locked us together, so we didn't have to hold hands anymore. Huh? But still Krisu held my hand firmly, and somehow gently. Surely. And I held her hand in mine. Soon after, we arrived at the lab. We exited the limo and entered the Braun Tube workshop to find all the lab members waiting for us. Ocarina, are you okay? Yeah, it was nothing really, he says, bleeding profusely from the gas. I'm really sorry, Mayushi was... Don't worry, it wasn't your fault. She seemed to calm down once she realized that nothing on me looked too out of place. Mayuri launched into an explanation about how the store we were looking for wasn't in Akihabara, but I cut her off to look for the owner of the workshop. That giant newspaper-reading man refused to be found. Suzo, where's Mr. Brown? I think he slipped off somewhere while I wasn't paying attention. No. Mayuri, what's the time? Huh? Oh, She takes her watch pockety out of her pocket. A keepsake that Mayuri inherited from her grandmother. It's 10 minutes to 5. We have 10 minutes until number 14 goes off. I've said it before, but at this point, we literally have no time. Hey, what the hell are you all doing crowding up the place? You're gonna drive away my customers. Just then, a booming voice rang out from the entrance of the store. I turned to see a familiar face. Owner! Mr. Braun, how dare you abandon your post at a time like this? Abandon my... All I did was take Nai home, and hey, that's some awful big talk for a guy who ran off while I was talking to him, Okabe. Twice. That's right, I was gonna tell you about what I found under the bench in here. That's it, where is it right now? Where? So it really was from your place, huh? That explains why it looks so weird. Yes, fine, whatever, just hurry and give it to me. You're so impatient. Is that any way to treat someone who found your thing for you? I'll pay you anything you want, just give it to me, we don't have time. Alright, just get your face out of my face, I'll get it. I was begging him so desperately that the tip of my nose was nearly touching his face. Mr. Brown shoved me away and started looking for a gadget amongst his CRTs. I think it was somewhere around here. Hurry. Huh? I could have sworn I'm wasting time. Oh, I got you. Here you are. So, is this what you were looking? Hey! I snatched number 14 out of Mr. Brown's hands. It's the first time I've seen it. It's a black plastic case slightly bigger than a regular hard disk, and it has an antenna on it. Daru, is this it? No question, that's number 14, alright. Krisu. Right. That was too close now. Talk about last second. I mean, they have it in hand, but they haven't disabled it yet. It's not over. What a relief. So what's going on? Any of you want to clue me in? Mr. Brown seemed perplexed by the wave of relief that seemed to pass over everyone in his store. 5 minutes to spare. That was cutting it close. But now that we have it... Now, Daru, if you'd be so kind as to deactivate. What is it, Mayuri? The watch... Uh-oh. What? The time... Huh? I followed Mayuri's stare at the analog broadcast on the CRT TV, and in the upper left of the screen I saw 4:59. 59? I think Pockety was 5 minutes slow. Before Mayuri had finished speaking, number 14 started groaning to life. The signal showing the time on the CRT cut out. All at once, every last CRT in the workshop began to display something that could bring about the end of the world. Uh-oh. I heard a familiar yet strange voice coming from the TVs. Krisu, please wait. Was she having shoujo dreams? Okabe, why? Listen, Krisu, I was stupid. I never realized how I really felt until now. No, I always knew. I only pretended that I didn't. But, now that you're going back to the States, everything is so clear to me. You're the reason I was born into this world. So don't go, Krisu. I won't let you go back to America. I promise, we'll never be apart. Don't let go, Okabe. I never want to be alone again. It's both really sweet and really sappy. I won't. Call me Rintaro. We couldn't help but stare at the images on the screens. What is this? This is... Ocarina and Chris-chan. Why is it us? Just immediately, it's, yeah, I know, I'm already working on it, Ramen. Literally already in the menu. That was just too good. One moment, please. Yes, you can overwrite it. Oh. Yeah, I know. Ourselves a marker.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
There we go. Put that back down. How embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, you know. There we go. Perfect. Just, wow. Wait, how did we end up in such a saccharine scenario in the first place? Where could this have... Christina, what's with this embarrassing video? How is this supposed to end the world? Again, end her world? Don't ask me, I don't know anything about it. It's those high tension notes that are so good. If I said I don't know, I don't know. Number 13. Come again? Hey, Ocarina, number 13 was the device that records what's in your head, right? Yeah, I believe so. Huh? But that would mean... Oh, was he? I know him best usually... Well, he's in everything. But I know him best from this and, the... Ocarina of Time Zelda. Oh, he's also the main guy from Gao Gai Gar. He's, I think he's viral in Gurren Lagann, too. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. That would mean... Christina? You've got it all wrong. This isn't what I had in my head. I've never even thought about it before, ever. Then why are you averting your eyes? Because... Mayuri-chan, are Akabe-san and Makase-san dating? Luca, how could you say that? I feel like that's well within... I guess so. Oh, maybe I have the wrong one then. I thought it was Mamoru Miyano. Am I getting confused? I might be getting confused with another voice actor then. I apologize. Sorry, Mamoru. Yeah, no, I am getting him confused. That's the other guy. He did Riku. I know he's Tamaki in Oran Host Club. He's the DJ. I haven't seen Bungo Stray Dogs. I am getting him confused, my bad. I feel like those are just the two, like, Japanese male voices I know immediately, and I just combined them for some reason. Man, I hate my nose right now. You too, Mayuri. What's wrong with you? Well, darling, you idiot isn't on your wrist anymore. That means you two must have felt connected to each other, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got wires crossed then. Definitely different guys. Oh? Yeah, I left it in the limousine on the way here. And their hands. What? Black War Greymon and many... Oh, yeah. Okay, so, my bad. Two very, very talented voice actors got my wires crossed. But yeah. You've been holding hands this whole time. I hadn't noticed until just now, but she was right. Pippin in 14. Oh, okay. Didn't know that one. I should go through 14 with the Japanese voices on, just because I'm sure I know some of them. Come on, this is just a reflex. That's right, it's only because we were having an argument. I don't know, things seem pretty romantic when you were in the car now. Explode all normies. I'm trying to tell them that they're wrong, but I feel as though this is a fight that I'm not going to win. Because... Mr. Braun's voice draws our attention back to the CRTs, and prompts a response. Oh. Japanese. Oh yeah, you did, yeah. On the CRT screens, Chris and I gaze into each other's eyes. We get closer and closer, and... Don't look! I moved to cover the screen, but it was a fool's errand in a store filled with them. Besides, that's not gonna help. This is being shown on every analog TV in Akiba. Krisu, I'll never let you go. Never. We just did one, Pots, but we could do another. Then prove it to me. I will. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I think when we hit the end of this chapter, I'm going to call it for the night, because I'm really starting to get rather stuffed. So the least we could do is grab another good sound effect. Yeah, the music kicking in is also very good. All right, let's do another marker. Crank up the Elgato. No, I got you, Potts. I understand. And you're right. It's honestly, it's an annoyance that it wouldn't even be super noticeable if I wasn't reading, where it's really noticeable that I'm getting stuffy. I hope it's just a passing thing, and it probably is, but it's noticeable really badly to me since we're actively reading. Oh, no, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I got you before you clarified, but you're good. Lab mems. Oh. Why is this a blocked scene? Okay. I guess this is... Guess we got an ending. So you know what? We hit a logical stopping point too. I'm gonna have to look up how the routes work in this for next time, but yeah. That was a good comedic route. I liked that. It was also really cute that they ended up close. Yeah, next time we can do Ferris intentionally. Oh, it's 100% in the text messages. Once we got on this route, no prompts happened, so... No, I have not. Why is the credits not translated? They definitely sent their B translation team on this game. And to be fair, I wasn't super badly... It wasn't super bad before the stream, it's just kind of progressed as the stream's gone on. And it's not even awful, it's just distracting enough for me to go... And it's perfect that we ended up finishing a route. I kind of felt like we were at the end of a route anyway, so it's kind of it's annoying me and we're at a fairly logical ending point. Stuffy analogy. I'll take a look. Not something I've tried myself. Pretty standard VNs without a big publisher. Yeah, and while this is a Steins Gate game, it's a Steins Gate spin-off game, so it's like, it's fine, I don't even care. And even through what little missing words there are, the game is totally readable. Like, there's one or two little missing words that just make me stumble more than I normally do, and then I'm like, wait, no, it's the game's fault, not mine this time. But for the most part, it's fine. Oh, they did? It's... I mean, it says it in the opening, this is a lab member tale that could have been. So, like, while it is not canon, it's their version of what could happen if we took Time Machine out of things at a specific point. But it is funny seeing yeah, it's a great what-if scenario. And I'm digging it. I'm really enjoying it. But I knew going in that's what it was. The whole thing is just a giant what if. What if, exactly, what if no train? I like that the first route we stumbled into was the Christina route, which I have to assume is the easiest one to stumble in. My assumption is if you don't specifically hit another route, you end up here, because of course you do. Yeah, he still got beaten up by 4 degrees C, but like... Let's be honest, this embarrassing moment only brought them closer together. The wacky was good. It had the right mix of wackiness and not wackiness. And actual, like, you know, serious, and the cute scene of them in the bed. And the massively embarrassing scene of them at the end. The fact that even before those things got attached to her, she was dreaming about that. Here the Mercs come in and just dance, yeah. Mm-hmm. And leave, mm-hmm. Oh, Ferris is going to be the most Chuny route to ever Chuny. And it's going to be glorious. That was the route I wanted to aim for, but I thought I'd have more logical control over it. I forgot that I left the sound effect in on that one, but it's fine. Now I just go in and mute all the stuff, but I wasn't doing that then. We've gotten better at adding them since. Ferris is going to be phenomenal. The best. It's weird that the credits... A few days had passed since the incident. The incident occurred in the afternoon of August at 5 p.m. Fortunately, the footage only in Akihabara on analog televisions. People seem to notice. Some thought it may have been part of a Korean drama series. Because of this, it wasn't given much magazine coverage. Nonetheless, their interpreter behind this event, who are they and what was their objective? Yet this magazine will continue to search the hidden truth of this incident. This incident occurred in the afternoon. Oh. Damn it. Fortunately, the footage only played in Akihabara on analog television, so few people seemed to notice. Some thought that it may have been part of a Korean drama series. Because of this, it wasn't given much TV or magazine coverage. Nonetheless, there's a perpetrator behind this event. Who are they, and what was their objective? Wait, this magazine will continue to search for the hidden truth of this incident. The end. Wow, you really wrote this article, Moe-neon? Yeah, gave it my all. It's not just the article, Ferris-chan. Look at the sexy photos at the beginning of the magazine. Oh, so they did do the photo shoot. Oh, it's Luca-neon. Shrine Maiden descended upon Akiba. Science Adventure Team since 2007. They got their logo. Nice. It's Luca-neon. Mayuri-chan, stop. It's so embarrassing. Why? You look so cute. Hey, focus up. We're having a roundtable meeting. This is no time for chit-chat. You should look at this too, Ocarine. Look, it's the Freetown magazine Moeka-san's company publishes. You've got pictures of Luka-kun in here too. Please, Mayuri-chan, don't show any more people. Oh yeah, it also talks about what happened the other day. Look! That's right now. But you know, if you wanted the article to make an impact, we should have published it with a big picture of what went down now. I would have felt bad about exposing those two to the world. Besides, I didn't have a picture. Huh? The data was on the hard disk, so should I have the video? Makaseshi confiscated it. Too bad. Excuse me. It's no use! No matter how many times I tell them to lay off, they kept going back to what happened that day. I was hoping the memory would simply fade away. This new article isn't going to help matters. Damn you, Moeka. Why would you write this up? It was a stroke of luck that so few people saw me in such an embarrassing state. Excuse me. But it still had an audience, one that included everyone here. There, no need to blush, it was just a little romance. I'm not blushing, I'm flushing with anger! Besides, there's no romance to blush about. I keep telling you that it was nothing but my assistant's embarrassing fantasy. It was all in her head. I want to die. Krisa sat on the edge of the couch with her head in her hands. Well, that's what happens if you make a big fuss and get everyone involved with your personal matters. I imagine she'll feel that way for a while. I expected something far worse when she predicted that number 14 might spell the end of the world. But instead, we got a modern woman's fantasy as saccharine? As a dessert buffet. It is the end of the world. Your world, maybe. This only happened because you put number 13 on my head while I was asleep. You say that, but where did that dream come from? How should I know? I'm supposed to be responsible for my dreams now? It's obvious that what we saw on those screens was Krisu's dream. And while it is true that her embarrassing dreams broadcast caused me some distress, I still don't know why Krisu would have a dream like that. Who knows? She insists that she doesn't know either, and I'm not about to pry. But by the same token, we also don't know why number 12 released us. Were our feelings really entwined, or did it just run out of power? I won't care to check for a while. Huh. If you're such a great scientist, why didn't you exercise some control over your dreams? As if that's possible. Speaking of which, why are you here? Weren't you going back to America? I'm too embarrassed to set foot outside. Okay. You're being too self-conscious. Shut up, like you even care if I go home. Yeah, there they go again. So they only get along when they were forced to, after all. They're a real headache now. Ever quarreling lovers. Mayuri-chan, do you think we should stop them? Ah, Mayoshi has an idea. Oh, what kind of idea? I swear you're so stubborn. You've got to come back for everything I said. Can't you just hang your head in shame and accept your culpability here? Oh, I'm so sorry, but didn't you get the memo? I don't owe you anything. Was that what you think? What do you think? Hmm? Was that just... Hey, did you hear a beep just now? I think I did. That sounded oddly familiar, and my wrist feels strange.
If these guns don't kill you, I will.
We look towards the origin of the beep at the same time. There, clone future gadget number 12, also known as Darling You Idiot. See, when you have these on, you argue a lot less and get along better, right? Mayuri, you... Mayuri, you... Why on earth would you do that? Uh-oh, if you get all worked up... Well, they had to have known that was going to happen. And just like that, Krisu and I found ourselves stuck together once more. Because she's sick of it, yeah. Resonance, it repeats. Completed. Saw Krisu's ending. CG library is added extra, sound library to extra, movie library to extra, movie library. You said that twice. New item added to CG library. New wallpaper to phone. We save the system data, of course. That's true. You would. And I mean, it technically worked the first time. Let's say. Yep, 1 clear. A quarter of the CGs. 7, almost 8 hours. Movie library. Oh, tips and mail list. Okay. Oh. So you could probably use this to try to figure out how to change... Yeah. Because you can see different responses to things. Okay, so that probably is their way of trying to help you along. Which I like. I dig that. We missed a lot of mails. Jeez. Okay. Well, next time we're going to figure that out. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Sorry to cut it a bit short. It's good that we hit a logical point, but sorry. Just getting congested and annoyed at it. But yeah, tomorrow we're doing Evil Within. Tuesday is Final Fantasy XIV. Thursday is Resident Evil with Potions. Friday is going to be more Evil Within. That's just as far as we got for now. We can safely assume Saturday will be 7 endings? Yeah, we got a few. Saturday will be Evil Within and Sunday will be this. Unless something drastic happens, that should be the case. And then next week is 27th and 28th, yeah. Surprisingly, they know people want to see a happy Steins Gate, so they didn't skimp on it, which I appreciate. We know how to beat the boss now, which is also good. So it's a monster, a quote, a Discord. And, you know, since we're ending an hour early, not Twitter, on Twitch. Is there anyone we could raid? No one down. 2 people with the same view count playing the same game. I'm gonna toss it to Khaleesi because we toss it to Destra more often. But they both, normally I would ditch this default to whoever had fewer viewers, but they have the same viewers, they're playing the same game.
Quote number 580. Sorry about the depression. Robotics. Notes elite 030120022.
There we go. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, thank you all for watching. This has been Viper's for Viperland, and oh, we can also do a... Why not? Do you know what?
Hey master, I am math scientist. It's so cool. Son of a bitch.
Thank you all for tuning in, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.